Shri Narayan Narayan. It was an incredibly amazing first session by Dr. Varsha last Saturday. And we are in deep gratitude the way she opened so many blockages and granthis of our mind and helped us to learn so many points about the importance of Shastra, Vihita, Aahaar. There were numerous requests to share the recording, which I am sure many would have benefited from and will continue to do so in future too. Even after the session, so many people kept joining the WhatsApp group, which now has more than 300 participants. We received more than 100 questions, which Dr. Varsha will be attempting to answer today. There's a lot to cover, and that's why I would say that her patience and love is so immense that she wishes to answer all for everyone's benefit, even if the time gets extended. Not only that, she will answer further questions, if any, whatever is posted on the WhatsApp group. So if you have more questions, please post them on the WhatsApp group so that she can respond to them. Either during the session, if she can pick it up, and if it is relevant, she'll answer there and then, or she will answer it later after the session is over. So we will keep the participants muted again so that we can listen to her fully, but further questions can be raised on the WhatsApp group. So without taking any further time, because the session will be very long, I think, I would request Varsha ji to take the stage.
Okay, let's see. Narayan, everyone. As always, we'll first begin with a prayer. Then we'll dive into it. Keep your spine straight. Roll back the shoulders. Close the eyes. There a gentle smile on your face. The mind that has been wandering, bring it over here now, in this moment, in this session. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in, hold it there. Oh. 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Yo Antah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वामयविनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्रीमहाविष्णवे नमः. Pranams to the Lord. Pranams to all the Mahatmas in tonight's Q&A session on Shastra with Aahaar. First of all, greetings on this auspicious day, which Bharat has marked to celebrate all over the world the International Day of Yoga. All over the world, probably different institutions would be doing with so many people, with this, spreading this awareness of yoga. What we see that is only the external aspect of that physical fitness that the body needs to. But all of us as a seeker, we know what is yoga. Yoga is our own union, the individual Jivatma with the highest Paramatma. And what better day we could have this Q&A session than this, where this is also a yoga, where you're mindful of how you're nourishing your body. One is through the fitness and the exercise, which needs to be complemented with the food aspect, the diet aspect. Shastra Paddhati of Aahaar, very few know it. The modern Paddhati, many know, all know. And our Google Anand Maharaj is there at our palm. So we can just click and find out what protein, what carbohydrate, everybody talks about it. And everybody is fitted into that bracket. That this is your height, this should be your weight, if this is your age, so much is your weight, then so many grams of protein per kilo of weight. So if you're 70 kilo, then maybe you're calculating with 1 gram protein or 0.86 gram of protein or whatever, 1.16 gram of protein, depending upon your workout. Then everybody of 70 kilo must have that much protein. This is how it is bombarded on us. So after last session, probably we got an idea that everybody can't fit into the same bracket. So the gross part of modern science is fantastic. Whatever is under the telescope, microscope, they can see farthest, nearest, closest, smallest, biggest, whatever. What is subtle? What instrument to use? For subtle, we need our Rishi Maharaj only, who has that Sukshma Chakshu, who has that Jnana Chakshu, and who can see beyond past, present, and future, or who see past, present, future at the same time. Satya, Trikala Badhit Satya, who live in that. For that, we need our texts only. So, all the questions when they come, I was just smiling that after hearing everything, also, we want that particular shortcut. Shastra would say yes to it. Because mentally we are not yet ready to give up and live by what Shastra says. Mentally we still think on the modern lines. So still that 1 gram of protein with the body weight per kilo, we understand that. But whatever we heard last time, to process that, it was beyond that. But I'm not belittling any questions. It's good. It should come. Because as a seeker, if your doubt is answered, you can go further in your seeking journey. Otherwise, it remains over there, and we might probably become critical about our Shastra, which our Shastra says have first faith and then know everything else. So, am I criticizing modern? No, fantastic. On gross level, fantastic. But whereas anything is gross, it is the boss. It has got everything, that all the tools that it needs to see the gross world very easily. What to do with the Sukshma thing? So we are going to see the Sukshma answers. Wherever necessary, we will use modern, no problem in that. With Shastra, we cannot. Right? I don't know how many of you practice yoga, but one of the question was there. For the gym goers, what we can do with so much protein? Will it meet? We'll see those. But I'm saying that as a seeker now, if we have not yet practiced yoga, today would be a good day to start, at least on that journey. Something on the physical aspect also is needed, because that's not the point of our um, discussion. We are narrowing down to the ahara through the food and not all the other indriyas also. We'll talk on that lines, but it's a good thought to ponder it before we hit bed tonight. Some small at the sandhya samay, do some small asan to start with, and then you will find your own teacher wherever you are to learn further. Okay, so now let's go. So what has happened? I've got so much of help. Neeraj ji was kind enough to put everything in Google Doc. Pulkit ji was so nice, to sort out all the questions. And after that, even my greed was not finishing. I said, could you just please make some PowerPoint out of it? People can see. He has done all that. So I just don't have to do anything. I'm just going to open the PowerPoint. So all questions will be answered. In case if I have missed anything, you all can always put back in WhatsApp group. The tools have been used so that everything can be segregated. And I say, as the technology has improved, our AI has done a very nice job of segregating all kinds of questions. Oops, what did I do? Sorry. Where did it go? Did I click the wrong one? I have clicked the correct one. Yeah. Seems in the trust. Okay. Okay. So let's begin this session. And you can always toggle between your screen. When you want to look at the screen, you can see like this. And when the talk is going longer, you want to see me, you can just click on the image over there. Then the question slide will go behind. And is there any trouble like last time? All the screen is visible. It's full and good.
Yeah,
You
it
can
looks perfect.
okay,
Yeah.
fair. So let's start. So now, uh, so many questions would be on a certain topic. We'll take it. So it may not be in the same sequence as probably you have posted. We will see how the topics come. And then I'm also holding the WhatsApp group open. So if any questions come over there, we can. But also be patient. Your question might be answered in one of these questions. So also be patient till your answer would come. And after hearing the answer, if the still doubt is remaining, then you exercise of posting another question. And instead of posting questions on Zoom, post it in the WhatsApp group so that it is there for posterity also. And if something is unanswered, I know it also and I can answer it over there easily because after the Zoom meeting is over, the access or to draw again the questions and to post, rephrase, we'll save all that time. So let's take the first question, which has come from Vinay Singalji. Should exercise or walking be done before or after food? And what time gap should be maintained? So after food, definitely no kind of exercise. At the most, what the Shastra says, you can stroll for about 100 steps, 150 steps, not like exercise. Just keep the body in a low speed stroll soon after food, but no exercise. And since it's a yoga day, one of the asana that can be done after food, which recommend because no asanas are prescribed after food, we can do is sit in Vajrasana. That's the only asana which we can do soon after food, not lie down immediately after food. Exercises all should be before food only. Soon after exercise, you can eat. There is no time bar on that. But soon after food, cannot exercise. Like Singapore, where round the clock we see people jogging. It's 12 noon also and 12 midnight also. Somebody or the other is jogging and sweating out. Don't do like that. There's a prescribed time for exercise, which is early morning. And in case if you're not able to, do mild something at the Sandhya time, but not in the noon time, noon Sandhya. The evening Sandhya time is fine. But ideal way, early morning, get up, empty stomach, finish your exercise, take your shower, do your puja vidhi. After puja vidhi, have some light food, set out for work. So that would come in dinacharya. Whenever we have one of the sessions on dinacharya also, we will talk. So I think that question is answered. Gayatri ji's question is, what alternatives are there for eating hot food in office where hot food isn't feasible? No. So what happens is if what we want to do, we should first target what we want to do. Just give me a moment. Whether we want, now in this case, now we want hot food. So now this is our target. Now the mind should think how I should. So easiest way to have the hot food is have containers which can store hot. There are lovely containers that are available these days. So we can make use of that very genuinely and store food in that, which retains the heat naturally, and you don't have to reheat them. So that is one uh, easy, healthy option. Then the options of reheating and all will come, which I'm not so fond of advising. So we can probably change our containers to retain the heat. Number three, Alok Sharmaji's question: can one have tea and coffee? If yes, is there a better time to consume it? Mm, Till it's not in our tradition to have tea or coffee. Our tradition goes for milk. Now we have got this acquired habit, right? And if we don't have it, then probably we might get a headache or something, of that addiction. So for those people who are dependent on your chai, coffee, have it. No problem. The habit means don't have one big mug and then whenever you feel, I mean, in this office goers, they have no, they need one break. So excuses, okay, maybe a smoke is excuse to leave the desk, which has to be given kind of a thing. A chai is one excuse to leave the desk. So if it is out of such kind of habits, that's not a nice way. So if you're addicted, have your cup in the morning with whatever your breakfast or evening. But ideally, if you sow a thought that you want to get rid of it, you can easily get rid of it. Personally, done. I have done with my tea, coffee. Uh, in 1 second, it is gone. Otherwise, I was the one person who would love masala chai in the morning and that fragrance, should permeate the room and then only the senses will awake, that kind of a person. Okay. So it's possible it was given within a second. I was that one person. Travel means Starbucks coffee, and that smell automatically before the immigration, also the feet will drag the body to the Starbucks, that kind of a thing. So, if this kind of a person can drop it within a second, anybody in the world, I think, can drop. When we understand the limitation of it, as a seeker, do we need or not? So, when we will wait against our liking or dislike, then it is very tough to give up. When we have a higher goal set, then all this becomes so immaterial. Our most dearest thing will also become immaterial, including our wife and children, husband, and this will become immaterial when the goal is on a higher cause. So the chai and coffee will be immaterial. Is that harmful? Yeah, it's a stimulant. As a seeker, we don't need that kind of stimulant. You have work, you have desires, you need stimulant, go ahead with it. So, what role are we playing? There, that thing would get applied. Hope I have answered your question. Number four, Jyotika Dwarkanaji says, please provide more clarity on Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. Uh, See, we need our Vata Pitta in balance. Now we don't know what is Vata Pitta Kapha. We don't know the terminology. I need to feel body light and happy. I may be weighing 90 kilos, but there is certain sense of lightness that I would be feeling, right? So that feeling of lightness, getting clarity of self. You remember I had posted that 13 health indicators that shows a sign of health. The food that generates that feeling is sattvic food. the food that generates opposite feeling. You feel heavy in the body. You feel lethargic. You can't move. That's tamasic food. By eating some aggressiveness that seeps in you, you want to indulge into some activity. All that is rajasic food. Freshly cooked foods are sattvic. Cooked store food are tamasic. Spicy, hot food, oily food. Hot in the sense, not by temperature hot, hot in the sense that taste wise hot. They are generally rajasic in nature. Ghee is sattvic in nature. Most of the other oils are ruksha ushna. They have a component of rajasic nature into them. Meat, egg, this because there's a question on meat or something. So in that also there is sattva, rajas and tamas in it. Sattva is not this one. Rajas and tamas in it. But now our role is as a seeker. So we focus on where our mind would get easily focused, when it should be easily available for us when we are in a seat of meditation. It's not drifting. My emotions under are my control. So this would be a sattvic food showing the result on the body. Rajasic food, mind is always active. It wants to do something or the other. So such food would be rajasic. Lethargy, heavy food, procrastination, postponing the things, laziness. All this comes from the tamasic food. When we buy, one question was there. So probably that answer will come in this particular question's answer. When we buy, let's say, vegetables and all, once a week we store in the fridge, that's fine. We need to utilize the technology. But we should not cook the vegetable and store into them. So that is becoming tamasic. So you get the difference. So freshly cooked food is excellent. That's what our Gita says. I hope I have answered your question. Number 5, again from Jyotika ji. Unlike olden days, we do not know the source of our foods, local farm or out of region. How do we reconcile regional desh concerns? Yeah, we cannot reconcile that now. It's not possible at all at the moment. But I'll take one more question. Was there somebody had asked me from where I source milk or vegetables when I was in Singapore? So it will be relevant over here to answer that question. So in Singapore is neighbor to Malaysia. So in that region, in Malaysian region, there's a lot of farming happening. So something coming from there is still a local, I would say. Though a boundary is there, which names a country separately, but the regional effect will be the same. Okay. And when that milk question comes, I'll answer that. It was there on my tip of tongue, but I'm controlling so that we'll go faster in answering the questions. Let's go at number 6, again from you, Jyotika ji. What is the role of fasting in Ayurveda? And how does it align with various modern fasting regimens prescribed nowadays? So what is the role of fasting and how does it align? Okay. Our Shastra, has time to time asked us to fast. It is a way to reset our body. Okay. I'll close this so that I can see all of you when I answer. And I'll again open it. Fasting is necessary. The best example, in between, I will do like this also so that I have there are so many cameras still off. And see, when I come like this, I catch the camera close once. It's nice to see you all. Uh, what is the most common fasting that happens? Ekadashi fasting. Correct? Every 2 weeks you are fasting. In the of the both Krishna Paksha and Shukla Paksha. Some people who Shambhu Maharaj is there, they fast, let's say every Monday. Some fast every Thursday. Some fast every Saturday. They give perspective of their Ishtadevata and fast. Correct? It helps that let's say we've eaten something wrong. We've eaten not so right. It gives the body the span to reignite the weakened Agni. So fasting is important. Modern day fasting regimen, they are short lived. You do for your fitness goal. So that is different. As a seeker, we are not part-time seekers. We want this path and we want to continue for the rest of the life. So something part-time fasting we can't do. So modern regimens are part-time fasting. With that method, you can't lead rest of your life. Rest of the life on GM diet. Rest of the life on keto diet. Rest of the life on whatever another kind of diet. Not possible. Bind it with the Lord, possible. It gives you strength. When we bind with the Lord, don't say that for losing weight, I am doing this fast for whoever, Krishna, Shiva, Devi. Not like that. There is something called unseen anugraha, adrushta. It comes. That bala is also unseen. With that bala, we survive. So there is unseen factor which modern doesn't see. And all this comes in our Shastra. Ashirvad. Ashirvad is seen now what anywhere. You can't weigh it. Effect is seen. Yes, effect is seen. Inner confidence is seen. Outside tejas is seen of that face. There are certain subtle things which are unbeatable with Shastra. So we have started that the gross fine is fine. Modern is fantastic for that. But we need subtle aspect as well. So our way of fasting will be fantastic. Small regimens, physical goals are there. Reduce 5 kilos in whatever. Okay, go with that modern thing. Then that's not as that kind of a fast. So our goal we are going to combine with spiritual aspect of you. And there we don't say diet. Okay. So the diet goal that is not called then into the fasting aspect. Okay, I hope I have answered that question. Let me go ahead. And I hope I open this time the right. Let us see. Okay. Okay. So now this we have seen. Let's move ahead. Number 7. Suryan Srivastavji says, does Ayurveda have any perspective on intermittent fasting? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, a couple of things again over here. Depending upon who you are, that fasting would work. Okay. I'm a sannyasi, I'm a yogi. So then, Eka Bhakta is fantastic. Dvibhakta, still okay. But we are muhur bhakta. Eating after whatever number of hours and all. This kind of will not work. So, as a seeker, if I have to say, if it suits you to have food 2 times a day, that should be fine. Not a problem at all. If you're eating food, let's say just before noon, and the other just before sunset, before both the sandhyas, that's fine. And if you want to call that as intermittent fasting, please do call. I hope I've answered that. Shahani Aruna had 45 questions. That much I remember. Thank you. So hopefully everything is going to come eventually in different categories. So in this category, let's see your questions. So first one, number 8 is microwaving food or using gadgets like slow cookers good or bad for cooking, heating food? Completely bad, I would say. So completely bad. Why do I say? It's a electromagnetic radiation. In that method of that food cooking, what happens is um, the water, the fat, and the sugar, these molecules are set to vibrate and it attacks those molecules and they separate it. And there's a then the heating happens at that inside level, and that what they have set into motion, these particles of fat, water, and sugar, they transmit the heat. The food cooking method is from inside out in this system with radiation. Okay. Our normal cooking, what we do, putting a vessel on the stove, uh, and the agni we have put outside. That agni's heat is going on that vessel, and then vessel is transferring that heat into the contents of it. So it's direct heat transmission and not any radiation transmission, one thing. And therefore, by this method, the food cooks from outside into in. If you have seen earlier how they checked whether the rice is cooked or not, by holding it into the two fingers, squeezing it. Outside is cooked, then you press it little in. Oh no, it's not yet cooked. So you start again. You leave it on the flame till you feel the inside is also nicely cooked. So the method of cooking is from outside in over here, and that is from inside out. So probably when you take the things out from the microwave, probably you might feel, oh, it's not hot, and then inside you find it, huh? So I will definitely not prescribe this, and I don't have it in my house. That's going to be any WhatsApp question. I don't use it. Number 9. Is it okay to take an afternoon nap after lunch? And what should be the duration and gap from food intake? Yes, it's okay to take a nap. Power nap is prescribed. Uh, and the word Ayurveda uses is Twasina Prachalayitam is the word Ayurveda has used. So this is a Shastra. Means what? Don't lie completely flat on the bed. Asina, on a reclination, you can rest. It's not completely down and flat. Who can rest completely down and flat? Pregnant women, old people, sick people, they can rest completely down. Small nap is advisable. 1 hour sleep and all is not advisable. Soon after food, better not to lie down. Soon after food, just walk about 100 steps, stroll a bit, sit for a while, and then afterwards you can lie down 15-20 minutes, not definitely more than half an hour. Number 10, how much time should we take to eat each meal? See, you should try this and tell me, sit on the floor, don't talk to anybody, and chew the food properly. And in Marathi, there was a saying that you have to chew your food 32 times. Okay. I bet nobody can chew it 32 times, even if you're mindful about it, because we are so habit of gulping the food. So it depends upon the individual and how much you are eating. It definitely can't go beyond half an hour and all. You don't need so much time. 15-20 minutes should be sufficient time if you're not talking. We remember those points, jalpan, hasan. So 20 minutes should be not more than half an hour. How many times should we eat in a day? Depending upon our Agni, depending on the role that we are playing, and depending upon how much deep we are as a seeker. As we get deep into as a seeker, it's only for survival one time. You remember Dhruva's story? How he was eating? If you have not heard Dhruva's story, one must open Bhagavad and see how he was eating from so many number of times to he reduced to one number of time. He dropped that also. He went from solids to liquids to air. And then finally he's giving up air. At that time, Lord comes in front of him. That is Dhruva's story, who's a 8-year-old boy. So it depends how deep we are in as a seeker. The deeper we go, the lesser number of times. A bhogi will eat many number of times. A yogi will eat only one times. Okay. So generally twice is enough. When we have got so many conditions, if I'm diabetic, I'm having headache, when the body is not fit, then accordingly we will have to change as per the person, not as per the disease, again, which the modern may. I may be diabetic, another person may be diabetic, there would be 10 people diabetic. Each will have a different regimen according to their body need. It cannot be categorized into one bracket and say, this is the way it should be. It cannot be done. Number 12, what is ama in Ayurveda? So you must have read somewhere. That's why you got this technical term ama. How is it formed in our body and how can we prevent it? So in a simple term, if I have to say, ama is nothing but an undigested food material. Okay, so we are on 12th. I'll stop sharing for a while. Okay. So ama is nothing but an undigested food material. How it is formed? When you are eating more than your Agni capacity. When you are eating more than your Agni capacity. When you are eating at untimely hour. When whatever you have consumed is just lying over there, not processed properly, what gets converted, it is called as ama. Ama is nothing but undigested food material. Modern define it as toxin, this, that, and all collected in the body. Ama is a good enough terminology to understand it as undigested food material. How can we prevent it? So many ways are there to prevent it. To be mindful of what you are eating, how much you are eating, what time you are eating, what capacity of your Agni. Having good appetite, eat good. Not having good appetite, don't have. Mind is not steady, sorrowful, emotional imbalance, don't eat. Body will transfer it only into as ama. It won't digest it well. Then sometimes it becomes a medical condition. Then you need an Ayurveda doctor's help. So that time we have some medications which digest the ama. Not only that, there are some Ayurveda procedures before we do. Everybody talks about this panchakarma. So first step of the panchakarma is processing, removing this ama. Without processing, digesting this ama, we cannot go further in the treatment. So there are, what I'm trying to say, different levels of ama. And at what level, what we have to do would be that individuals. But the basic takeaway point would be it's an undigested material sitting over there. So now we have to clear that channel. So sometimes just by fasting, it can be cleared. Sometimes by maybe drinking some hot water or some kind of a food if you eat, that can clear. Sometimes it's more than that. You might need medicine. And sometimes it can be a deeper process, like when doing a panchakarma, how we have to do. So I hope I have answered that. Let's go further. There is, because I touched panchakarma, see, sometimes no, the information also pops out, which is not there in the question answer anywhere, but I still want to answer that because the question of ama comes. So in this panchakarma thing, and people say, I went and did panchakarma over there. So I have to just, I know it is, they have been fooled very nicely. I have to just ask them, how many days? 7 days. 15 days, they said. No panchakarma happens in 7 and 15 days. Okay. Minimum 3 weeks. Ideal is 5 weeks. And we really have to remove and detoxify the body. Why I say this? Ayurveda, our text, our Shastra has given a example that you have to make the doshas ripe. What are the doshas? Not the faults. This vata, pitta, kapha. To expel them out of the body, that is panchakarma. First, we have to understand what is panchakarma. You have to expel the vitiated vata, pitta, kapha out of the body is called panchakarma, cleansing. Okay. What people do is simply take some laxative and get some purges. They call it panchakarma. No, that is not panchakarma. That will not bring vitiated doshas. This ama is not only in the stomach. This ama will be deep rooted in the periphery, hands, legs, bones, blood flow. It would be deep rooted, this ama. So when the topic of ama has come, we are just bifurcating it away from the diet so that a perspective you can see what the Shastra is saying. So this ama, simply if you take a laxative, you will get diarrhea. But that is not bringing ama from the periphery to expel it out of the body. So no, if anybody is talking of panchakarma of 1 week, 2 weeks, it's not possible. It's not possible. It needs a preparation only needs 1 week. Then how in 1 week panchakarma is possible? So this peripheral ama, undigested thing has to be brought into the center, to the stomach. So the process is giving medicines, one thing, but doing oiling is one thing, internal, external, steaming is one thing. With the oiling, it loosens. You have to have internal in certain proportions. Then steaming, and you bring that ama into the stomach. And depending upon what it is, disease predominant. If it's like a kapha disease predominant, kapha will come out through oral route. That's the nearest oral route to bring out the vitiated kapha out of the body. It's by puking, giving medicine. So it's called vamanatic itself. If it's a pitta, the nearest route for pitta to expel is through the anal route, but the medicine should go through the oral route, act on the pitta, and take it out through the downward channel. That's the laxatives. Then only it will settle. And this for vata, it is medicine sent through the anal route and brought out through the anal route, known as basti. None of these doshas would come out by doing any basti or any vamana or virechana without this proper bringing the ama from the peripheries into the center, which takes minimum 7 days, of straight. But preparation of body can be 7 days depending upon where it is. So I'm coming, what point I wanted to say was, Ayurveda says, if you try to expel out without doing a proper bringing and digesting that ama, means you're not ripening the doshas, then it is like squeezing out. Look at this drishtanta, very beautiful. It is like squeezing out juice from a raw fruit. Beautiful drishtanta. Why? Because from a raw fruit, if you will try to squeeze out the juice, there is no juice in the raw fruit. 1. 2, the fruit is lost forever. You can't do anything. You can't keep that fruit back for ripening. Finish. Over. You wasted it. So the body has to undergo the ripening of the ama, get it into the stomach, then only can be expelled out. So this much deep-rooted ama is. It's not a simple some indigestion. आज मुझे खट्टे डकार आ रहे हैं. आज पेट फूला है. Not that superficial. It is something very deep. So depending upon where it is, superficial also it would be with smaller thing. हाँ जीरा खा लो, ये कर लो, fast कर लो, हो जाएगा. Lekin something deep rooted needs deeper kind of chikitsa, and that an Ayurveda expert could do. On a day to day for our Ahara, small things are enough. But that's the role of Ama. I hope I have answered your query. Now let's go. So we completed the 12th one. Okay, now we are going to the next one. Number 13. Okay. So Shani Arunaji is continuing. What exactly are pungent and astringent foods? Okay. So pungent means जो खाना तीखा होता है, तीखा खाना, which is spicy, is pungent. Kattu rasa is the Sanskrit terminology. Kattu is not kadva, not bitter. Tikta is kadva, bitter in the Sanskrit terminology. So when we are learning Gita, mostly people translate Katu Tikta. Katu as kadva and Tikta as tikha. No, Katu is tikha, spicy food, hot food, pungent food. Tikta is kadva, bitter food. Now, astringent food is kashaya rasa. So the best example which Grantha gives, and you will get surprised, honey is kashaya rasa. Honey is not coming under the category of madhura rasa in Ayurveda. Honey comes as a kashaya rasa. Takra, the buttermilk, comes as kashaya amla rasa. So I think I have cleared that. So all the tikha khana, the spicy food is pungent. 14, number 14. What to eat as per Desh, Kal, Ritu in Singapore, where nothing grows and Ritu is same, unpredictable throughout the year. No, actually, Singapore climate is a tropical climate at the equator. So it will have only two seasons, hot and monsoon. It has two monsoons. Singapore has two monsoons. It would rain somewhere in June, July, and the next is November, December. Okay. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let me see if I have picked that slide and kept aside or not. If I have picked, we can talk about it. See, when you ask me question, I have no inhibition in answering and I can go in detail. So if it is getting too long, please message because I can sit over here till everything is answered. You all should not get bored. Questions have been raised and you have to listen the answers because I would go a little here and there so that you get a deeper understanding and I don't stop at just that superficial level and finish off with the answer with one-liners. Sometimes it's nice to know. Yeah, I've got it. I have got it. See, I'm going to describe little bit, When we are getting, why we are getting the seasons. It's all the sun and the moon moving in the direction in perspective to our earth. Okay. So we know this Adan Kala and Visarga Kala. We say Surya's Dakshinayana and Uttarayana. Correct. So India being in the northern hemisphere, so when the sun would come over there, the summer would start. But that time, the countries which are under the equator, they will have a different season that will be winter season. So my understanding of the Rutucharya as per Ayurveda grew fundamentally stronger when I was in Brazil. So, in the month of November and December, when we talk of winter season and all in India and rest of the world, Brazil was having a summer season. So, Brazil celebrates Christmas in summer. So, when this point came, then this Rutucharya for me was fantastic understanding because now the sun is in a different direction, where in the Dakshinayana. So in the northern hemisphere, it is a winter. So the bala of the sun, bala of the moon is going to be different. And the effect on the vanaspatis, if you see the second last line, Tikta Kashaya Katu effect in Adana Kala and Amlam Madhur Lavana in the Visarga Kala, the effect on the vanaspati, it enhances. So now, but we cannot change this. This is what it is. The sun, moon, where we will change with respect to the earth. So it's wrong to say Singapore is not having seas. Singapore is having, as per its location on the earth, it will have that kind of sun's rays which would be little direct, and it would have that kind of a monsoon. Let me just go a little bit here and there to see if anything more I can into it. One moment. Material is there to take. So, okay. See, let us go to a Grishma Rutu. Okay, see the number 3 in the Grishma Rutu and followed by Varsha Rutu. That is a summer season followed by a rainy season. See the status of the strength of the sun. It's Purna Tama. And the status of the moon strength is Kshinatama, means highest and the lowest. What is the impact on the body? It's dryness. And what is the rasa in all the dravyas predominant? Katu. Katu is our pungent over here. And status of individual strength is low strength. Same thing in Varsha, means in the rainy season, the sun strength is weak, moon strength is highest, atmosphere is snigdha, that is unctuous. The dravya rasas are more amla, sour predominant, and alpabala. Okay. So these two effects are seen in Singapore, where sun is highest or sun is lowest, moon is highest, moon is lowest, and the strength of physical strength, Agni Bala, Deha Bala, that's Alpa Bala in Singapore. Impact of the season. This again our Shastra says. Okay, let's not get into Rutucharya. That could be another topic. But the point what I have to say, we will have to follow in Singapore light kind of food. Why the exercise of showing the slide is the effect of the sun is stronger when it is not raining, and when it is not raining, and when it is raining, the effect of the moon is stronger. So in Singapore, we will have to follow moderation of everything, and we cannot go overboard, even including exercise, to preserve our physical strength. There's no winter season, so too much of hot things we cannot consume actually. Because Surya Bala we saw in a Grishma, in the summer, is Purnatama. So we cannot have that one which produces more heat. I hope it is giving you a perspective that how. So it's not, I'm not going to say eat this, eat that. It's not going to be like that. What is available in that, we will have to figure out that we have to eat lighter always. We can't have full stomach on. Like in India, November, December, Jan, Feb, peak of winter. We can literally hog over here at that time. Look at our festival. It starts only with Deepavali. Eat. Nicely eat. Season, festival are linked. Deepavali celebrated in Singapore? Yes. Of course, yes. We've got good holiday. But we can't eat the same food as we eat in India because Singapore is not seeing a winter. So the point of Rutucharya, Shastra has given us 6 Rutus are there. 6 Rutu Charyas have been definitely, nicely, well defined. The Charyas are there like no other business. Fantastic diet plan. Everything is good. One of the days, let's see whenever it would be. But it's giving you the perspective. So we have to follow Grishma Varsha Rutucharya would be a similar. Probably we can take before Grishma, there is a spring season. We can take little bit of spring also because always the sun is not sharp. I just remember in one of the days when I was in Singapore, one day or one that week, the temperature was like 22 degrees, which never happens. I was feeling so nice and happy and clear. But I saw people with their sweaters and warm clothes and started saying, it's so cold, it's so cold. So if anybody else would hear at 22 degrees, it's cold, they will laugh only. But for Singapore, that week was very tough. People couldn't take the because now you are used to that. So over here in India, we've got at various places different kinds of temperature from minus to average like a Bangalore, Pune and all. They would see some 7, 8, 9, 10 degrees easily in winter season. So that the diet will change. So in Singapore, heavy food will never be in the perspective. Point to say, Agni Bala would not be that strong anytime. So we'll have to have, at the most, we can incorporate little bit of spring and Grishma Varsha Rutucharya in Singapore. I hope I have answered that question. Okay, let us go ahead. Where were we? Okay, so that was number 14. Number 15. What is the dinacharya for diet? What to take when, especially fruits, snacks, if hungry between meals, you know. I always laugh at this word. Okay, a snack, a healthy snack. When you say snack, how can it be healthy? Snacking itself is a contradictory. Healthy snack means only to satisfy ourselves, only we will call a healthy snack or something. So, dinacharya for diet, ideally 2 meals, third meal fine. And as I said, in the morning, if you're eating, don't eat heavy breakfast. The heaviest meal has to be the lunch. The lightest, like a pauper, the beggar meal has to be the dinner. But we do differently because we have to stay awake in the office. We don't have heavy, and because we are with the family in the evening, we have heavy. So this reason won't work because the system in the prakriti, in the nature, is not working as per our convenience. So I hope if hungry in between meals, what to do? If hungry in between meals, it's okay to have fruit, no problem. Snack once a while because what we have to play the role of what we will have to see. When we are wearing our seeker cap, there is no scope for a snack. When we are a samsari, we can snack. Then all this will come now. Bhaji, bonda, puri, samosa. So is that allowed in Ayurveda? Does Ayurveda say anything on fried food and all? Yeah, Ayurveda says so many things on fried food also. It is said. One can have also, it is said. But remember, it is a Sharir Shastra. It is not a Moksha Shastra. Okay. So which role we want to play, accordingly we can. And then when the hunger is not under our control and we want to eat something, then yes, you can have a fruit. You can even make maybe something of ragi or something if you don't want the carbs, or you can make something from the moong. You can have that would fill your stomach. So why are you hungry? Then you contemplate whether lunch you have not taken properly or not. If you have taken a good proper lunch, then you would not feel hungry in between that meal. Okay. I hope I have answered. Then there are so many things these days available to snack, right? And all of us are so wise. because of our Google Anand Maharajji, we know what is healthy as what they put. But according to Ayurveda, snacking itself is not a healthy thing. So it's out of question. Number 16. Induji has writing, what is the appropriate timing for a bath before or after food? Yes, definitely it should be before food, and bath should never be taken after food. Agni displaces to the periphery if we take bath after food. Hmm. So Agni will not be available. Agni's displacement from the center to the periphery happens. Never bath should be taken after food. And one thing is there, never a food should be consumed without taking a bath. So in Kerala, we have a saying that if you see a person eating without taking a bath, the person who saw that person should go and take a bath. Means it's so bad. That sight to eat food without taking a bath is equivalent to sin. It's a papa. So a bath has to be there before food only. There should be no bath after food. So I think it's clear. Number 17. RKG writes, thoughts on traditional eating practices, consuming meals with five tastes, sweet, sour, salt, bitter, umami, sitting on the floor, eating with the hands, not drinking water during meals, waiting 30 minutes after, walking 100 steps post meal, and specific breathing practice. Thoughts, oh yeah, this is what we discussed. This was all the Ayurveda we are talking about. And only thing, the water part, I had said that if you want to lose weight, you have water before food. If you want to gain weight, you have water after food. But ideal thing is you sip little warm water between your meals, and that is like 1/4 part of your stomach. So I think I had answered. This was all our Ayurveda talk only. I hope RKG I have answered your query. Let's go ahead. Number 18. Kimji says, is it possible to mix almond milk with fruits given the restriction of mixing milk and fruit? Yeah, milk and fruit is viruddhana. This you can write and engrave it on a stone and keep it. This our Shastra says, so there is no shortcut on it. Now coming to this almond milk, you know what? I actually laugh at this because we've been fooled. Something, a white color liquid is given to us calling as milk, and we are also taking it as milk. What is a milk? Isn't it should be a secretion from the mammary gland? What is any white color liquid given to us can be passed as a milk? Number one. Number two, coming to the question, it's a you make almond milk at home. Now we are calling it as almond milk. It's water. Almond water. Almond ki chutney. Pani milk. So to call it milk, I really from a fruit source, how a milk it is labeled as milk. They have put it on our head. So we get all kinds of milk, not only almond, oat milk, this milk, that milk, whatever milk, on all in the Tetra pack. No. Don't use all those Tetra Pak things. You do it at home. Mix some water with your almonds and you make a paste out of it because it would still be qualified as a fruit, a dry fruit water, I would call it. You're mixing it with your fresh fruit, no problem over there. As long as you do it at home. And that thing is put in our head, no? It's a milk. What is milk? From where the milk comes? When the milk comes? Anybody gives milk or what? No. It's a certain secretion after a certain delivery, after certain things that would come. How can anything be called as milk, no? This marketing and fooling us and then providing us with options, that plurality is set. Problem, the senses go wandering very nicely. Those horses, you remember that Kathopanishad chart of that chariot and the horse and this? Exactly. And they have made us slaves to all this. And then we vouch for it being healthy. because it's been advertised and told us that this is healthy. And we also then say this is healthy. अरे 4 दाने बादाम के भिगो के खा लो, दैट इज फाइन अबाउट इट, उसी को पीसो, हो गया। जो मिल्क बोल रहे हैं तो आमंड का पानी, वॉट एवर। आई होप दैट इज क्लियर। Number 19. Jyoti ji is saying, are there viruddhahar, incompatible food combinations in meat for non-vegetarians? Yes, my dear, there are. But as a seeker, we will not be eating non-vegetarian food because it is rajasic in nature, and some meat are tamasic in nature. It will keep your mind active or it will keep your mind dull, but not in the sattvic state. But because there is a question, I'll answer this. The worst practice of which Ayurveda says, huh? So this is a textual example, that's why I'm able to give it. And there are so many textual examples, Shastric examples on non-vegetarian Viruddha Ahara. Ayurveda describes so many non-vegetarian food. Yes, Ayurveda doesn't propagate vegetarianism. As I said, it's a Sharira Shastra, not a Moksha Shastra. Okay, so the worst example which everybody practices and it constitutes as a Viruddhahar is marinating chicken with yogurt, curd, and keeping. All this is Viruddha. Hmm? And then there are certain oils, Viruddha, what you mix with it and how you keep it. So there is lot of Viruddha that goes with the non-vegetarian food. We should be alert of it. Rita ji says, which fruits can be mixed and eaten together? Okay. So Sankirna Bhojan, generally Ayurveda doesn't prescribe. But in case if you want to mix one fruit into another fruit, then keep a similar taste fruit in the same bundle. Sweet fruits together, sour fruits together. You can do in that way. I hope it's answered. Ritaji also asks, what is the suggested portion of dal with the rice and chapati? It's up on your Agni. It's a modern way of thinking that एक कटोरी दाल में इतना ग्राम ये तो इतना ये खाओ, and then everybody is going to eat that way. It will not be like that with our Shastra. It will be your individual choice, individual capacity to digest. And then what is your requirement? एक रोटी खा के 3 कटोरी दाल पीनी है. It's up to your choice. Because the chapati is probably, or the rice probably is carb and you want to go low on it. That's your choice. As long as you are having fresh food, hot food, and it's fulfilling your necessity. You are a gym goer, or you are a sedentary office worker, you are not doing much work, little bit you do. So all these factors will constitute your body's requirement and your Agni sthiti. You have a Tikshna Agni, go ahead, eat well. Ayurveda doesn't stop and put a bracket that only this much you should eat and you should not exceed this. Ayurveda doesn't say that. Individual capacity one can have as much as they want. You should be able to feel lighter after eating, fulfilled, and strength promoting. It should happen. It's something like now we have come on this path seeking how many Upanishads I should study, how many classes I should attend. Now, if you have got capacity, you please go ahead, study as many Upanishads. For one who is already come having the baggage of past life, not baggage, I should say, sorry, one who has got already samskara of the past life, maybe within one Upanishad also that person would get enlightened. Correct. So it is something like that also with the physical food that we are talking. How much is our requirement? With what it would suffice? It would be a tailor-made portion and it would not be a universal portion. One size fit all will not happen. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. We go for number 22. Is mixing curd with fruit okay? No, my dear, because it will still be viruddhana. You cannot mix fruit with the curd. Ayurveda has prescribed you can mix salt, sugar, or cooked moongs with the curd. And number 23, Sundar Prabhaji is saying, is having one banana with 1 cup of normal milk as a morning shake considered sanyoga, incompatible combination? Okay, so there is a confusion into the terminology used. So it should be and as a morning shake considered as incompatible food? Yes, it is incompatible food. Sanyoga means any combination. Sanyoga can be positive sanyoga also, need not be a negative sanyoga. Okay. So it is a incompatible food. So it's not how much little milk and little fruit. Fruit and milk would be incompatible only. So if it so one banana and 1 cup of milk, it's incompatible. Sanyoga is positive or negative. It can be of good things also. Sanyoga. Sanyoga means combination. What you are mixing with what. It can be positive, it can be negative, both. Okay, let's go ahead. Number, ah, did I jump? Yeah, I did jump. Okay, number 24. Can different dals, flours, or fruits be mixed? No, cannot. As I just gave the example for Rita ji when she asked for what fruits can be mixed. So generally, Ayurveda doesn't prescribe multigrain atta. This is not the word. Oh, I'm eating so healthy. I add this good, that good, this everything is. All goods are making super good is our concept, but Ayurveda says it's Sankirna because the digesting capacity required for each grain would be different. And the virya, you remember, which I said, Sheet or Ushna, that could be different for different grains. So you cannot mix different flours or dals together. And fruits thing, we had said with Ritaji, we had answered that. Number 25. Is lemon juice added to food good or bad? Both good and bad, depending upon the requirement and depending on what you are adding. So, use of lemon is permitted. It is one of the examples which Ayurveda gives in the Amla Rasa Varga. So, it can be used. You can add. Um, the common, like, people use it over the rice when you're having dal or something, or you want to squeeze it in any of the sabzi, you can do it, no problem. Now, bad part. You have no issues in the body, go ahead and add it as your amla rasa. But you have some issues in the body. Let's say some joint pain is there. Stomach is more acidic in nature. Um, your skin would erupt easily. Some allergic rash would come easily. Hives would come in. So there would be some list of problems. Then this lemon juice adding will not work over there. It will aggravate the existing problem. For a healthy person, there is no issue. Doshas are in balance. Go ahead. No problem. It can suffice one of the rasa into your vegetable. Number 26. Can fruit be taken along with food? I think you mean cooked food. No, it cannot be taken along with the food. It should be taken at a different time, maybe after breakfast, 1 hour or 2 hours, something like that. Or before lunch, 1 hour, 2 hours, or after lunch, 3, 4 o'clock, like that. So it can't be mixed with the food, the cooked food. Was it 26? Okay, then this is correct. 27. Pulkit says, how can one determine the texture or type of one's body? Vata, Pitta, Kapha. And the number 30 is also the same. How does one identify their body type, Vata, Pitta, Kapha? And number 29 is asking balanced diet for Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Oh, and 28 also. Important to understand body type to have the Ahara. Hmm? And which aspect timing is more important? Okay. And what food should be avoided in gastric conditions? Okay, that is number 31. So this 27 to 31 are more or less on a similar line. Which aspect is most important in sequential order? Timing, type of food, and quantity. Okay. I'm trying to store the question in my head so that I'll remove the slide because this needs a little longer explanation. And in that explanation, I thought I'll include all the answers. And Parulji's question is for the sequential order for timing, type of the food, and quantity. Mm. Okay, Sita Lakshmi constitutes balanced diet. Okay, so we are going to spend a lot of time over here. I'll try to answer in a best possible way and easier way. This diagnosing of Prakriti, whether it's Vata, Pitta, Kapha, the Western practice. So, on the internet, what we find is this Western Ayurveda, huh? And this Western Ayurveda, the West is always good in organizing things and like and all. And then we fall for it because they simplify things, they make it bite size, we understand it. So one of the ways which we'll see on the internet is one questionnaire is given, 30, 40 questions are put into it. And then you keep on picking whatever it is, whatever they ask. Okay, what is your build, big build, small build, medium build. You keep ticking. You eat like this, everything. So many factors will be taken. And then at the end of this, you will put your total. And then depending on that total, you are a Vata prominent or Pitta or Kapha. This is generally what is done in the Western part. So if Prakriti could be diagnosed like this over the internet, over the questionnaire, what a nice no role for Ayurveda Vaidya only finished. So Shastra doesn't say that way. Shastra says when the Prakriti is formed, it is the time of that Shukra Shonita Sanyoga. Means even before the woman knows she is pregnant, she knows she is pregnant only after some time has gone. It's at that time when the Shukra and Ashonita, when the Stri Bija and the Purusha Bija meets. At that particular time, the Prakriti is decided. It's so subtle. Now, how those 30, 40 questions will decide on this? Now, since I've touched that topic, the factors that influence that individual's, that baby to be born's Prakriti is so many. How the father's charya was, father was, how he was living, how he has eaten food, how mother's charya was, how she has eaten, how their mental health is, what is the time of the day when the or the night Shukra Shonita Sanyoga has happened, what is the season predominant at that time, how they were with each other that time. All these factors. What position also at the time of contact matters. At the time of contact, they have used to become when they were uniting. So many factors, huh? This Prakriti is deciding. That particular time, whichever dosha is predominant, that becomes that person's Prakriti. That Prakriti is avikarini and you cannot change that Prakriti and it remains throughout in that person's life. That's why it is Prakriti. So this much basic we should be clear. Now I'm born. I'm 19-year-old. I'm having whatever, my temper or tantrums and this and whatever. And with our little Ayurveda, we have heard one class of Dr. Varsha, heat is Pitta. So, oh, this must be Pitta Prakriti. Oh, this is Mata. So, what happens, the changes, Those are not changes in the Prakriti, but those are changes in the Vikruti. Maybe as a teenager, I had so many pimples, now I don't have. Maybe I had so much of joint pain when I was entering my 60s, 70s, but now with the treatment, it is not there. We can't diagnose you are Vata, you are Pitta. Maybe I'm on a very overweight size. So seeing that I am Kapha, you can't diagnose it. Those certain things are Vikruti. Vikruti would change and Vikruti can be get corrected if it is not too deep in the system. Are we clear? One part. Second part, let's say a healthy family. But father is Vata, mother is Pitta, child is Kapha Prakriti. What do you mean? The house has to cook food for three Prakritis. It doesn't make sense. So the diet is not for the Prakriti. I'm having a health issue. Maybe my stomach is bloated, I'm having arthritis, I'm having cholesterol, BP, diabetes, whatever name of the disease, whatever discomfort. Now, depending on that, the diet has to go. For a normal person with the proper Prakriti, where is the need? Then that time our diet rule. The diet has to be Shadrasa Purna. It should be a balanced diet. So a diet will not be for a Prakriti. A diet will be for the Vikruti. But all this is a Western concept. That's why it comes and you'll find in internet in this particular manner. What a person would be prone to, that you will have to be mindful. But need not a same person be prone for something. Let's say my Prakriti is a Kapha Prakriti. You mean a Kapha Prakriti person will not get bloated stomach? Will not get any Vata issue? Will get. Or a Kapha Prakriti will not get any pimples in life? Will get, depending upon, suppose the Kapha Prakriti person is too much into hot food and this food and all spicy food, there will be imbalance coming in. Can that be corrected? Of course, imbalance can be corrected. Can we change Prakriti? No, we cannot change Prakriti. Can Vikruti be normalized? Of course, yes. That's why is Ayurveda for. So we will have to understand this Vata Pitta Kapha's normalcy story is different, and when they are in imbalance, the story is different. Diet cannot be for the normalcy. If you are segregating a particular thing, then how it is called a balanced diet? You segregate out a particular thing because something in the system is not right. So this much clarity we should have. One of the questions was with the timing, quantity of the food and type of the food, what in the sequence or no, everything is one whole thing effect on the body. Food also has to be right. It also has to be in a proper timing. It also has to be in the quantity. And there is no, this is less important. That is more important. It cannot be done like that. I'm having a healthy plate of food at 4 in the afternoon because uh, practicing in the lunch time in the peak hours is a good business for me because office goers come to me in their lunch break. So my lunch break I have postponed. I have seen Vaidyas doing that in Singapore. I didn't do that. I took my lunch break at lunch break. So if my plate is healthy, will it be still healthy? No, it will not be. So timing is important. Quantity is also important. Body has to nourish. What is the purpose of the food? Purpose of the food is to nourish the body. Purpose of the food, out of food, I need strength. I need a physical strength, and the subtle part is going to the mind. We saw that day. Our Upanishad says, my mind also is nourishing on that food only. So, how I sit for the food is also important. Timing when I sit for the food is also important. All that together is giving me the necessary strength for all my dhatus, for all the components in the body. So if you come to me and say, tell me my Prakriti, because you have said, don't look in the internet. So you come to me, and now at the consultation, I say, I'll have to see you for a few more times, then I will tell. A good doctor will say like this only. immediately diagnose the Prakriti doesn't happen. There are subtle factors. You will come to me in the best of your face, okay? I'll have to ask your wife or your husband your true nature. What you are at home, you are not in front of me, correct? Same thing. How I am in front of you, I may not be like that to my husband. Our subtle nature comes out at home in front of people whom we are seeing. So, from based on who I think you are a very calm person. No, I'm extremely angry person. It also you will have to believe my words, right? So Prakriti diagnosis will not happen even in the consultation room just across in the first consultation. Overall, can predict. Vikruti can predict. It has, but Prakriti takes time. And there's no change in the Prakriti. This much concept we should keep clear. Now, I'll go little deeper in describing Vata, Pitta and Kapha aspect. Okay. What did we see? We saw this Prithvi, Aap, Tej, Vayu, Akash, our Panchamahabhutas. Correct? From that we saw our Prakriti is coming. Gross was Prithvi and Aap, Prithvi and Jal Mahabhut. They are the grossest. From the grossest, what we will get, only gross can come. That is Kapha. So Prithvi and Jala. So Kapha will be heavy. Kapha will be slow. Kapha will be strong and sturdy. Okay. Akash and Vayu, they are subtlest. Vata comes from that. So Vata body will be lean and thin. Vayu gives the movement for everything. Vata body, a person will be moving. Mind will continuously think, needs activity, can't sit stable, moving, continuously moving. Tej Mahabhut and Jal Mahabhut forms Pitta, the only factor which has heat in the body. Medium built people. Body is always hot to touch. Temperature can also be high, can lose temper easily. Gross, I'm just saying gross from the characteristics of Mahabhut that we just heard. Agni can also be like that. Pitta's Agni could be very Tikshna Agni, always hungry, digest food fast. Kapha's Agni could be slow. Vata Agni can be Visham Agni, sometimes good, sometimes bad. Kapha could have good strength, so stamina would be there. Vata person might have strength, but stamina may not be there. To last may not be. Pitta would go on a moderate. Intellect. Vata can memorize fast also and forget also fast. Kapha will take time to memorize, but whatever is memorized will stay. Pitta is at a medium speed going on. So there are different traits, whichever trait we pick up. In that trait, this Panchamahabhuta has seeped in and it will show its character. Without that, we will not see the character. So is this knowledge required for me to eat my Shastra Vihita Aahaar? Not at all. You don't need this knowledge of Vatarita Kapha at all to eat your food. You will need sensitivity of what you are eating. Is it gelling good in your body or not? Little knowledge is there, fantastic. Your journey as a seeker will go better. If you have complete knowledge, then you'll be too mindful. That's fine. But without this knowledge, can journey as a seeker go ahead? Of course, it can go ahead. Only thing you'll have to be sensitive that how you have processed that kind of a food. But knowing this makes life easy as a seeker. I don't know, all of us being seekers, we've read so many Guru Mahatma sons' autobiographies and things. If we'll see their sadhana and their tapas somewhere sitting in Himalayas, they are gone for how many days in that sitting position? And when do they eat their food? Do they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner that time? And those who are sitting for sadhana would have one person coming for them to cook some whatever is locally available, put everything, probably rice, dal, potato, roots, whatever is into one, and maybe is given for survival's sake. Somebody else cooks and gives. Because this person is gone. Gone means where? In trance, he is one, united. Where is the timing there? So as I said, depending upon how deep we are in sadhana, that kind of a thing. Automatically then the rajasic, tamasic foods will go away. That first thing to go away would be a simple thing like an onion, garlic, without which our bhel puri doesn't come, or without which some nice tadka in our dal fry doesn't go. It will naturally, slowly subside because eventually the inner calling will be for certain calmness, and you will say that this I don't want. It will come when we are sensitive to our body. So when we don't have a knowledge, when we are sensitive, we know आज क्या खाया था कि आज मन नहीं ऐसे पकड़ में आ रहा है. You will find it out on the symptom. So the story for us is how deep we want to go into our sadhana, or we are at that superficial कि सत्संग हो जाता है, एक socialization ऐसा हो जाता है. फॉर अदर्स सेक इनके घर में ऐसे होता है, चलो इनके घर जाते हैं, फिनिश. लेकिन मेरे लिए क्या हो रहा है? व्हाट्स हैपनिंग टू मी? मैं कहाँ पर हूँ? मेरे में क्या चेंज है? पिछले महीने से इस महीने में मेरे जाप में, मेरे मेडिटेशन में, मेरे साधना में फर्क आया कि नहीं आया? मैं कुछ ज्यादा देर बैठ पाती हूँ कि नहीं? मेरे मन में स्थिरता है कि नहीं? ये तो सोचना ही पड़ेगा ना. सो दिस knowledge is not affected. You will know on your own if you are deeper. If knowledge is there, of course you will. Any knowledge when it comes, then particularly when Shastra, then it enhances. Then instead of taking a long way, it's been already told, you are mindful and then goes. So the journey becomes easier. Hope I have answered that question. We'll go ahead. Sometimes when I want to explain, then I'll forget the time and then I'll have to. Okay. So I think all these questions are answered. Anything have I missed in this? Yes, constitutes. So the balanced diet is not for the body type. But rasa ahar would be a balanced ahar, Sita Lakshmi ji, when there is no vikruti in the body. So timing, type of food, quantity, and what food, everything is at one go. We cannot grade them. This is better and this is higher or lower, Parulji. I think Pulkitji answered how to determine. I think this set of questions we have done. In case if I'm missing, message it. Number 32. Madhuji says, what are Ayurveda's views on vegan diet? See, Ayurveda is a Sharira Shastra, so it has described everything. Even the milk. I had kept one book over here when I was seeing your questions. I was wanting Grantha only by my side and not take anything else. The list of dravyas that has been explained and the classification is done amazing. Shukadhanya Varga, Shimbi Dhanya Varga, Krutanna Varga, Drava Dravyas means what? How the liquid groups, how the solid food, how the grains, how the pulses, how the vegetables, Shaka Varga, Phala Varga, deepest classification, variety of milk, including camel milk, elephant milk, all this is being said in Ayurveda. So Ayurveda's view would be a Sharira Shastra, anything under sun that is edible, it's been mentioned over there without any exception. When we come to our Moksha Shastra, when we come as a seeker, then we will have to have this point. But vegan excludes dairy. And Ayurveda gives importance to dairy also. And my personal opinion, it would be the fats of milk, milk converted into yogurt, yogurt converted into buttermilk. Buttermilk, we get butter, butter converted into ghee. All these varieties of fats and these ingredients are extremely sattvic in nature, except for the curd, which goes little tamasic because of its guru quality. Guru quality means a heavy quality. And somewhere, for our brain, for our arteries, for our skin, we need a certain kind of lubrication. And we need a certain portion of fat, which is a healthy fat, which comes through this dairy. So the vegan might miss out on that. To maintain the elasticity, a certain oil, a certain fat, elasticity of the arteries, veins, skin, anything, certain fats would be irreplaceable. So it would be an individual choice. As a seeker, vegan diet, you would not face much difficulty. But for memory retention and all, little bit of ghee would be nice. I hope I have answered, Madhuji. Number 33, Nidhi Vinodji. Which vegetable should be eaten regularly, considering many modern vegetables may not be good for health? Fruit vegetables should be eaten regularly. The other day I had shown the pictures of all kinds of gods, you remember? So all the fruit vegetables are nice. Not only the gods, even drumstick, bhindi, all these pictures I had not shown, but these are very good. And modern vegetables, this soya thing, if you say, then it's a terrible thing. It's not even a fit as a cattle food, I would say. Yeah. So I think fruit vegetables, that answer would suffice you, I think so, Nidhi. But if you have still query, then put it in the WhatsApp group. Nitya Ramakrishnan given the stress on ghee, how does one reconcile its use when today's ghee comes from cows that are not treated well? Is coconut oil a good replacement? Coconut oil is fantastic. Ghee you can make at home. It's an easy method, and you can source good cow's milk from wherever you are. The cost will be only little higher. If it's in Singapore, you get in cold storage, A2 milk, you get, and coconut oil is good. Yes. Ghee has one effect on brain and one effect on stomach. So much effect coconut oil will not have. Like in Ayurveda and a deeper medicines, which we need to give to brain to break the blood-brain barrier, medicines are given through ghee. Our rishis knew that. See how subtle this is. So we'll have to source good ghee. Our best way is to make ghee at home. If you don't know how to make ghee at home, I can post a video on that also. Recently I had done one. So maybe I should post one video on how to make ghee at home. That would be an easy method. I'll post it in the group. I have one already. Number 35, Jyotikaji's question. What is the concept of superfoods? Example seeds in Ayurveda. And do they nurture the mind? The concept of superfood is again given to us by the West. They want to promote one certain product, finish. So in Ayurveda, nothing is permanently good and nothing is permanently bad, Ayurveda says. depending upon that person's status. That Agni, the physical body, the season, the time of the day, the job that person. A farmer's requirement will be different, right? Than an office sedentary job person. A sports person's requirement is different, correct? Again, office goers is a different. So we should outgrow from this that is bombarded on our mind with this advertising of a superfood, not to consider anything. Don't give any particular food item so much importance that it rules our everything. No, we can circulate it. We can put it in a place in a week and have this day for this, that's this for this, and have everything as a balanced diet and not focus on one aspect. Nikhilaji, 36. Nutritionist emphasis on protein, stating that dals and pulses may not provide sufficient protein, recommending tofu or paneer processed food. Can you throw light on this? Yeah, just now I said, right? Tofu and paneer and all. Not, it's not a, it's not real food. You know, how a paneer is made. Everything will scream on me. This is paneer is protein. How a paneer is made. Milk is split. In other words, milk is spoiled to get the paneer out of it. Tamasic. All the sattvic bhava of that milk, poor milk, is gone. दूध को फाड़ा खराब करा और जो खराब का एकदम खराब डायरेक्ट क्या बोलते हैं the condensed form that's paneer and with पनीर की सब्जी नहीं है तो खाना ही नहीं है उस शादी में गए एक भी पनीर नहीं अरे पालक पनीर बोला लेकिन पनीर दिख नहीं रहा है so much in that paneer everybody's heart is there. I'm not saying that it doesn't have protein. I'm saying that it is tamasic in nature. It's not sattvic. As a seeker, it's better not to have that protein. Tofu is God alone knows how it is processed. My goodness. Anything that's soya, no, even not for our cattle, we should give a poor cattle. Intestines will not process it. It's been bombarded. A market is made and that is pumped. We should understand. Very few people rule the world. Huh? Very few people have certain companies and they rotate in that. And that's advertised and we are fooled into it. No, we should not buy that story. Now we come for that main question stating dals and pulses may not provide sufficient protein. You know, our green gram, 100 gram of green gram has how much protein? Does anyone know? Quickly type an answer in the chat. See. Everybody's gone to Google Babaji. Then I will only answer. Okay. About 20 to 24 grams of protein is there in 100 gram of 100 gram of green gram. See? Now you tell me, isn't that fantastic or not? Yes, only 24 grams. Yeah, one answer had come. Cowpeas. How many varieties of cowpeas are there? Chickpea. Chana. How many are? We can make our balanced food with our vegetarian sources. Big sports person who slog on the field like nobody's business, they follow vegetarian diet. We office goers who don't pick one single weight or a dumbbell, we talk about protein requirement. No, because it's been taught and screened on all these. Okay, so sorry. That was the alarm for 4:30's Vishnu Sahasranam. So it's 4:50. But somebody is taking care of it. Nothing. So my point is the requirement of our physical thing. Are we into what? We want to become some bodybuilding champion somewhere. And that's why we are talking of so much protein is needed. Then this, yeah, are we working out so much? Is our work demanding like that? Where are we sitting? Small necessities are there. Diet has to be balanced. But to hold on like this, 1 gram per kilo of body weight, 70 kilo person needs so many grams of protein. Ah, hold on that. Hold on that thought. See what is our job profile and see where are we participating. And our small things have to be our day-to-day requirements for the work that we are doing. And as a seeker also, and as a requirement to stay fit also, vegetarian diet provides sufficient protein. It is a myth that it is not providing. Oh, did I go so forward? It's a myth that vegetarian diet doesn't provide. It's a myth. It's not true. And soya and paneer are the only source of protein, and you have to have your diet full of soya and paneer. No, Ayurveda will not say, as a seeker, also not good. Tamasic food also we should not have, and we should have protein also. Then we will have to go with something like green gram, which is easier to digest, good on the stomach. And it's now somebody had asked for that superfood, right? So like this, green gram can be our superfood. Okay, if we feel happy using that word, superfood. Okay, so this I think, Nikhila ji, I've answered your question. If you feel still unsatisfied, you please put it in the group. Number 37, Padmini ji is saying, are millets better than rice? As many claim, what is Ayurveda's perspective? As I said, Ayurveda is a Sharir Shastra. It has described rice in fantastic details. So many varieties of rice Ayurveda has said. So many varieties of millets also we have said. Who has to use what and when is depending upon that person's condition. That rice is bad is myth. Rice is a very good building block. Now, if I'm having certain condition, I'm too overweight, I'm having a nourishing disease like a diabetes who comes with a bad lifestyle, poor metabolism. So there is a certain condition where you have to avoid rice, that's fine. Millets are good, excuse me. But for a healthy person, for a seeker, just to completely avoid rice and have millets, no, not necessary. Body needs building blocks, right? Carbs are the building blocks. How can we have a carb-free diet? Then who will build the body? Body has need a foundation, right? Anything in moderation is fantastic. Anything too much or too little or completely avoiding is a problem. So now, with this concept, when we are seeing, we should not narrow down to something so much that the rice is bad, so chalo, cut it off. No, it cannot be. In a context, we will use it when it's necessary, and when it's not necessary, we will keep it away. This much freedom we should have. Okay. Millets are good. Some millets are hot in potency. Those are winter millets. So in the summer, it may not suit the body. So we'll have to be careful that we can't take all the millets all the time in Singapore because it's going to be always in a hot region. So we'll have to moderate it. Okay. Number 30, excuse me. Number 38, Padmini ji's next question. Is it true that milk consumption, especially girls, causes early puberty? If so, what are alternative calcium sources? No, it's not true at all. Please don't stop giving milk. Please give. Then it should come with every food, right? Because it's been told that the cows are treated badly and this and that. Then even the chicken is like that. They inject. It grow. They artificially grow it without the head and the tail. Only the muscle mass is grown, cultivated. That's a problem, no? So search a good source of milk. Don't stop giving milk. There's no cause for early puberty because of that, but search a good quality milk. 39. Why does Ayurveda not recommend green leafy vegetables? Can you elaborate? Okay. It doesn't recommend in the sense because it creates lot of roughage. So let's say a person is having constipation, you can have leafy vegetables. But now when we are talking of a healthy person and the gross part is going as a waste and the subtle part is going for the mind, leafy vegetables create more gross part. And as a seeker, we are wanting to nourish the mind. That's why. I hope it's clear. Number 40. Dr. Rajkumari ji is saying, should soya products be used? Definitely a big no from me. So I don't vouch soya at all. Maybe other Ayurveda doctors may not be so vehemently protesting soya as much I would protest. The way it has been hyped and been poured on us and bombarded on us with its advertise, no, it's not a right food. It takes longer time to digest and process. Is storing milk and curd in fridge acceptable as there's no alternative? Yes, it's acceptable, but milk has to be heated, right? Not kept in that Tetra pack or that jar. When you buy the milk, you heat it, boil it, cool it, allow it to cool, and then store it. Next day, repeat the process. Milk needs to be heated. 41. Again, Dr. Rajkumari ji, is basi roti, chapati made a day earlier, a good breakfast as claimed on social media? No, ma'am. It will become our tamasic food, and that's why it's not good to have it. We need sattva pradhan food as a seeker. Not only basi roti, I have seen even the rice, the old rice. So, as a seeker, it's not good. For the sake of taste and all, yes, people can have it. Number 42. What are the best vegetarian protein sources? Are mushrooms recommended? Mushrooms are another thing which is not recommended at all. Descriptions are there. It is three dosha karak. Means vata, pitta, kapha all together goes in imbalance with it. Mushrooms, Ayurveda don't recommend. It becomes very tamasic. Mushroom grows where even the sunlight doesn't penetrate. So there's no sattvic bhav in a mushroom. Best vegetarian protein sources. All over this little while ago, I said the cowpeas have so many varieties. The chickpeas are there, green gram is there. We can have so many varieties of proteins sources are there. It's a myth that only a chicken would give or a meat would give a protein. Vegetarian also would give. 43. Again, Arunaji's question. What is the best substitute for sugar when cooking desserts? Sugar varieties are there. Coconut sugar is there. Jaggery you can use. And sometimes if you don't want to use even jaggery, then you can use raisins. You can use cranberry. You can use dates as a substitute. Let's go ahead. Number 44. Is mustard oil good or bad for cooking? So depending upon where you are. In Singapore, it is bad because it doesn't have a winter season. Mustard oil is hot in potency. It's a very good oil in a winter season. If you see in North India, the mustard fields itself are so many, and the use of mustard oil is very liberal in North India. Winter gets very deep in North India. So it is depending upon where you are because of its heat nature. Mustard seeds are hot in potency. Number 45 are non-dairy milk, almond, rice, so it's good or bad, or it's normal milk. Okay, we spoke about it. I hope it's answered. It should be made at home. 46, and it's not milk category, it's filling, it's a water of those greens or fruits. Yes. Are green leafy veg totally contrary? No. Ayurveda will never say completely no and completely good. It is to be taken in context. So it's not completely bad. One can have it. One can have it depending upon their condition and their requirement. And as a part of your, okay, in 15 days you're rotating your food stuff, you can have it. Nothing is permanently no in Ayurveda and nothing is permanently yes in Ayurveda. It has to be taken in context. 47. Again, Arunaji, is what are the examples of unctuous food? Are they moist, juicy, or greasy? Okay. Moist is different than unctuous. Unctuous means which has snehamsha, some form of sneha. Sneha is some form of fat. So, whatever food you cook, you need that little tadka, a little bit of seasoning over it. That is unctuous. To have non-seasoned food is having non-unctuous food. The one ingredient, it is called snehamsha, is one of the fats you need to have in the food. 48, Dr. Pushpaji says, is brinjal the most tamasic vegetable? Yes, it is. Is kosambari, moong dal with carrots, cucumbers, and coconut not recommended in Ayurveda? Not really. Completely, you can reject it once a while, you can have it, provided you cook or blanch little bit of your carrots and you, instead of having the raw moong dal, you make it, you put some Agni Samskara on it or else you soak it very nicely. And once a while you can have it. It's not completely out. What is Ayurveda's perspective on curd rice consumed by daily by South Indians? All South Indians will come and hold my neck now if I'm going to say no. So I have to save my life. So if I'm going to say yes, it's going to be a selfish thing. See, uh, it's heavy in nature, one thing. Buttermilk is the best option, better than curd. If you have certain conditions, diabetes, running nose, sinusitis, if season is bad like a rainy season, it's strictly no. Curd is completely a big no after sunset. In the daytime, after lunch, you can have it, provided you can digest it also. Buttermilk rice would be a better option. So it's yes and no, depending upon the condition, time of the day, the season. Number 49. What are the health benefits of raw jackfruit flour and how can it be incorporated into everyday cooking? That's a new thing stuff in the market. I have not seen a reference in Ayurveda for that. And the claims are high by the person who has started it. So it would be a very individual opinion. On that, a Shastric opinion would be difficult because a jackfruit flour has not been mentioned. It's been invented later. So my take on the later inventions in the food is such that the study is not sufficient, though it is done. Like when our rishis would say, they would see the past, present, future in that span. Correct. So their jnana is complete. It is faultless. They can assess a drawback easily. But a man made concept, what happens with that? For now, with so much examples and so much thing, it might pass. But for a larger number, in what condition, who can, who cannot, and with how many people they have tried, that would take time to come because it is a man-made. So the Dura Drishti, Sukshma Drishti, Jnana Drishti is limited. So to say this truthfully on this is a tough thing because it's a man-made thing. There are so many messages. If I can get the questions in the WhatsApp, it will. Okay. Green gram with cover, without cover, both are excellent. Okay. Green and the dal also. Leafy vegetables in rainy season, big no-no. Which oil for Mumbai weather? Coconut oil only is the best. Can honey be used for sweetness as long as you don't heat that substance or it's not poured into anything hot? After cooling, you can put honey. Honey and heat will never go together. It's the incompatible food. Yes. Okay, fine. Now this part is also over. Time is over, but we are halfway through. Okay, hold on. Number 50. Beyond ghee and coconut oil, are oils like till sesame or groundnut oil allowed for cooking? Yes, it's allowed, but only thing it has got a ruksha ushna property into it. Tila is ushna in nature, groundnut oil is ushna in nature. So if you're using once a while, that's fine. But if it's a summer season, the climate is hot, then it's not a good choice of oil. Is chewing soft fennel seeds after food okay instead of betel leaf? Once a while, fennel seeds are also fine, but a regular betel leaf is fantastic. Singapore has it in plenty over there in Little India. What are the best herbal teas from flowers, fruits, green tea, fennel seeds to take, especially in the rainy season? Okay, green tea is nothing but our regular chai, which is young. So it is out of question. And then other fennel seeds, flowers, fruits. So then it's good to have some dhania ka pani, jeera ka pani. In that sense, it is very nice to have. Just water boiled, or if you're doing something with it, not a big deal of those things. Okay. 53. For cholesterol or coronary artery disease patients where saturated fats like ghee and coconut oil are contraindicated, what heart healthy vegetable oil does Ayurveda recommend? Okay, so we don't have so much of oil into our food as a sadhak. Oil is used only for a seasoning, hardly a spoon. So for a seasoning purpose, one spoon of ghee or coconut oil, not a big deal. But if somebody is very paranoid about, then the sesame oil or a groundnut oil should not be a problem at all if you are hesitating. I would not hesitate to use. Yes, of course, you're not going to have any fried stuff anyways because of the coronary artery disease. So a small amount of ghee, it's like in a yajna kunda, kindling the fire, that's fine. 54, Gunjan Mittalji says, do boiled black chana or sprouts retain proteins like raw forms, or do they turn into carbohydrates? They don't turn into carbohydrates and all. Black gram chana you can soak and steam it. Better not to sprout. Ayurveda doesn't recommend so much of sprouting. Ayurveda recommends you can soak, and before the small thing begins to sprout, you take and cook it and have. More the sprout means more vata problem. Okay. So the take of Ayurveda on sprouts is like that. It is more vata producing, more the sprouts. Ritaji at number 55 says, if dinner is at 7 or 7:30, what can be taken before sleeping? 2 hours, 2.5 hours is gone. That means it's already 10. So that's fine. No need to have anything. But if the dinner is coming like 5:36 and you're sleeping at 10, 10:30, monthly, it's going more than, then cup of hot milk is fine to have at that time. 56, can we drink water while standing? Having different views on this. It's an individual thing. Generally, we don't. We can actually sit and have and respect consumption of water. 57, Dr. Rajkumar, you say, what is the right time to eat fruits? Between the meals is fine. 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, like that between the meals is fine. 58, Malini ji, can fruits be consumed after 7 or 8 p.m.? Will it cause bloating? Can uncooked food be taken at 7 p.m.? Uncooked food cannot be taken at any time. Is a fruit to vegetable ratio 2:1 okay? No, there is no such ratio at all. Fruits you can consume if you have not had a dinner at 7 and that's your dinner you can have. But if you're having dinner, then you don't require the fruit. No, it won't cause any bloating, even if you eat a fruit. 59. Sajiv ji says if one reaches home late and is hungry, should they fast or should they eat? If you are hungry, please eat. Body is ready. Because nowadays the work is like that. So it as a seeker, it is not a thing, but as a samsari, for you to continue to work in the samsara, you should provide your body the stamina. So please eat. Only thing, don't eat very heavy, complete meal. Eat something light, something cooked, and something warm. Number 60. Premaji says, is it correct to skip dinner and take only fruits followed by medicines? Depends upon how your body is. If you are a Vata personality, skipping dinner is a big no-no. Kapha personality can afford to skip the dinner. Body has a lot in store. So that is a individual take and the bala, Agni bala. So taking only fruits is not a big deal. And what kind of medicines that will be there? Certain Ayurveda medicines require proper food. If it's allopathy medicines, yes, allopathy doesn't stress on what, even on a burger, you can have your antibiotics. So that is not a big deal with the allopathic medicines. So skipping dinner and taking fruits is fine as long as your body is comfortable, your mind is comfortable. If mind is getting irritated for not, because the subtle part is reaching over there and you show anger on husband, children, problem only. Number 61. Rohitji says, how much water should be consumed daily? Ayurveda doesn't say 8 liters, 8 glasses, 2 liters. Ayurveda has got one particular very beautiful concept called as srotas. So this srotas means channels. And there are so many channels in the body. One of the channel name is Udakavaha srotas, which carries all these liquids. So Ayurveda definitely says one point that don't over drink water. Seeker. I have met yogis saying less the water better. Yogis who are practicing yogis, they have said not to have much water. We are samsari, we are trying to become seeker. So as per our thirst, we should consume water. Some people feel very dry and thirsty. Please consume water. So it's not under a bracket of 8 glass or 2 liters or 1.5 liter, 3 liters. Definitely no. 62, Arunaji says, what is the best time of the day to eat fruits? We have covered this question, somewhere 10, somewhere 4, not between the meals. Can they be taken in the morning in the kapha period? No, they cannot be taken in the morning. 63, Arunaji says, what is the amount of water intake? We just now saw. Does it vary by age, profession, activity? Yes, and also it varies with the Agni and the requirement of the person. And it doesn't, Ayurveda and the Shastra doesn't say that so much liter or so many glasses you must drink from. Otherwise, Udakavaha Srotas is going to get affected, over drinking of water. Arunaji also says, what is the best time for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? We have covered that in the session. The mid-noon has to be the lunchtime, biggest meal. Dinner we have said as early as possible. And breakfast, not to delay it so much, and it should be light. Arunaji also asked, what is the gap between the bath and the food intake? Bath has to be before food. Soon after bath, if you're eating, it's not a big deal. But soon after bath, as a seeker, we have our pujas to do. So after puja only we should be eating. Without offering it anywhere, we cannot eat food as a seeker. Saurabh asks if we have an early dinner, say 6 p.m., but feel hungry later due to working or night calls, what are the options to eat? please eat. If you feel like that, you have to sustain your meeting and please eat. So if you want to have something like a porridge, that could be a better thing, something, a soup, that could be a better option to have. Okay. Something warm you should have and cooked you should have. Okay. Number 67, the veggie asks, what should be taken on an empty stomach first thing in the morning? Soap, tamans, diabetic powders, haldi, amla, lemon water, fenugreek seeds. Everybody is advocating, no, this is, take it. What is it? Something. Okay. I think because of the session, the Vishnu Sahasranam people are also over here. The messages are coming in the Vishnu Sahasranam. It doesn't matter. Ayurveda says, and also as a seeker, to have water is the best, plain water. And if you are having warm water, fantastic. But if not warm water, if you have stored in your copper vessel overnight some water and you're drinking, if you have boiled water and stored it in the copper vessel also, fantastic. So empty stomach, first thing is plain water without adding anything into it. Then do all the daily routine, whatever is there, from oiling of the body to exercise, to whatever, using washroom and all, bath, puja, then the food comes. Number 68, is jeera water, common in Kerala, beneficial? Is raw water bad? Raw water means without adding anything, I assume. It's not bad at all. But if you add jeera into the water, it's fantastic. And if you roast that jeera, dry roast, take 1 teaspoon of jeera, dry roast it, add 1.5 liter of water into it, boil it, fantastic. It enhances a better digestion. All your Vayu, Agni, everything is going to remain intact. Kerala, they drink hot water even in summer, boiled water. Number 69, without mixing hot and cold, how can we ensure constant supply of warm water from a drinking or a bath? Drinking definitely cannot. Bathing, I gave example of my father-in-law because that is the level he thought, his thought of making shobha, disturbances in the water. So if we are going to follow to the T, then this thing, suggestion is take a bucket and take your hot water and wait till it warms, store it in it. Or the olden style, all season, Jai Mata Di, pour the cold water only and take cold water bath. As a seeker, people normally do that. But now we are half seeker and half samsari. So yes, we can get good buckets and hold it over there. But we should also see that how much of it I am able to do and not get caught up into it. Okay. Definitely don't drink. Bathing by choice. External effect of that shobha is far more lesser than the internal thing. Consuming water, definitely that hot and cold will not work, not to do it. Number 70, Arunaji, are the most health practitioners recommended to use lots of fruits in the morning kapha period? Wrong. As Ayurveda emphasis warm food. Yes. Ayurveda emphasis warm food. Don't have first as something uncooked. Keep your fruit for the later in the day. Or else you cook your Nendra Padam. Nendra Padam are those Kerala bananas which are exclusively steamed and had. So your fruit thing also will come and this cooked thing also is out. So चलो आप उधर से आधे हम यहाँ से आधे 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 रास्ता चल के रास्ता पूरा करेंगे. So that would be another option. What is that Nendra Padam? You can hit the streets of Buffalo Road who are in Singapore. You'll get those long bananas which has got 3 edges. All bananas are round. This one has got nice markings, edges, and they are big. Kerala bananas. So in your idli cooker, your dhokla maker, you just put this banana along with the skin, nicely steam it. The good steam sign is the skin leaves off. Some people put ghee and sugar on it and have. You can add only ghee, or you can go even without ghee, and the morning problem is solved. Okay, number 71. Jayasmiji says, what to do? What do the Shastras say about the gut health? So much Shastra says. All the diseases start from the gut only. Roga sarve pijayante mandagno. If the Agni is wrong, the stomach is wrong, all the disease come. This is what Ayurveda says. How do we maintain it? Modern research emphasizes prebiotics, variety of vegetables and fruits, but Ayurveda advises against leafy vegetables. Leafy vegetables and gut health is not related. It's not like that. Ayurveda, we talked about this, about the complete meal, what should be the starting of the meal, and we said how to end the milk with the buttermilk, we have said. That's a very good way to maintain. We have also talked about Agni, how to keep it in balance and understand how much I would need. It can't be one size fit all, and each bala would be different. My physical strength is different than your physical strength. So, yes, Ayurveda is completely on the gut health Shastra. I think that is unbeatable what Ayurveda talks on gut. 72, Jyotiji says, when the body feels bloated as one grows older, how can food help manage this? Hmm. So it becomes like an individual perspective, but I'll give a general answer. It may fit, may not fit, because everybody will have a different reason boiling down to feeling bloated as you age. Hormonal factors are there. How the lifestyle first was led is there. What is the current underlying thing is there. But general, our Jeera water is the first thing that this person must have. Hmm? Foods like potato, chana chola, rajma, they are all wind producing. So you cannot have that. Sprouts are wind producing, cannot have that. Cold food cannot have. Warm, unctuous meal is the best thing out over here. And lighter food. More yogurt cannot take, buttermilk can take. Putting dhania jeera powder in the buttermilk would be a better way to enhance a better agni also and reduce the bloating feeling as well. Number 73, Jyotiji asks, for an imbalance showing as a bulging belly or inflamed body, what food patterns help manage? There will be so many causes for this. So we will have to see whether it's a hormonal, whether it is just only a normal gas, or it is if it's a pitta body. So depending upon what kind of body is inflamed or bulged, the food will change. But as I gave that little guideline on this, cabbage, cauliflower, and this potato, chana, chola, rajma, these will definitely not work over here. Uncooked food will definitely not work over here. Malini ji asks, how can bloating be avoided? We just saw that. Does menopause cause bloating? Yes, it may cause bloating in some. So we need to address that as an individual person. Number 75, Sindhuji asks, is Crohn's disease caused by insufficient Agni in the body? Yes. Is lack of Agni the only reason some people are intolerant to vegetables, fruits, and plant proteins? Yes. And also that person, so again, it comes to back, boils down to Agni only. Where the person is, how the person has lived, and what season. So, yes, it will boil down to Agni only. Correct. 76, Sushma ji, is idli or dosa fermented food good for the gut? Depending where you are. Do they contain good bacteria? Tough to say. Is it safe to use idli batter stored in the fridge for 3 days? No. What is the best way to store and use it? It's not best way to store. Today in the evening, I have ground the batter, use for tomorrow. You make for that batter only. It can't go in the fridge and come out, go in the fridge and come out, because already it is a fermented, and then you make it more tamasic. So to say that it has a good bacteria or it's tough call. And it is healthy or not, it depends upon which part of the world you are. In North India, all the Vaidyas will say, Ayurveda Vaidyas will say not to have idli dosa. In South India, idlis are called as lighter. So it is on the regional aspect, the effect of it on the health. Closer to the coastal areas, it's easier. Deeper on the mountainous regions, it would be tougher. So it's an individual perspective on this, but not to keep it even for 2 days, I would say. So today you have made batter. For tomorrow you are fermenting it overnight. Yes. And we can get out of all these fermentations by using non-fermented batters for doshas also, where so much of black gram and this rice is not used. Black gram is the heaviest food to digest according to Ayurveda. It takes time. Ayurveda says so. Though Vaidyas in the south recommend idlis as a lighter food, black gram adds to the roughage. It gives more stools as well. Hmm. So the chilas and all are better options. Or you can change the grain, like any of the ragi grain and all that can be the instant dosa, and you are out from fermentation. And as a seeker also, it's very nice that you don't have like a pharmacic food. I won't say it is a high sattva food. Number 77, Pulkiji says modern recommendations suggest 1 gram of protein per kg body weight. What Ayurveda guide? So we spoke about this. Ayurveda is not getting into body weight and this and standardizing all the kilos into one bracket. It will be on the individual person and that requirement of the person. Where is he spending that protein? 78. V.S. Chaudhary says, are there foods that can heal or rejuvenate the spinal cord faster, especially for a paraplegic condition due to D5, D6 damage from an accident? Trauma cases are little tougher, and this would require an individual consultation. Oiling is there, and we can't say a particular food is particularly good on a spinal cord. It would be tough to say a call on that. But a damage on a spine because of a trauma, it's not an internal thing. It's a local vata issue. So you'll have to be having warmer and cooked food only. Cold food is a big no-no for you. Number 79, Sarita ji, can severe hair fall loss be caused by wrong food intake? Yes, very much. Yes, you said it. You got it correct. Yes. Salty food, sour food will make hair fall faster. Achar papram will cause faster hair fall. 80, Indraji says, how does Ayurveda manage eczema? Excellent. Excellent. So many factors are there, internal medicines, external applications, and none of that is going to be with steroid. And diet will also have to, so depending upon to whom it is, it's a newborn baby, it's a different thing. Or it's older, later it has come. So for all the skin diseases, Ayurveda is really good. Eczema, psoriasis, all this type, all kinds of rashes and all. Ayurveda is very good in that. Number 81, for a pitta body type, why does raw rice cause bloating while basmati rice is fine? Should raw rice be avoided entirely? For it need not be for a pitta body type in specific. Probably it's your diagnosis. Um, Raw rice to be avoided entirely? No, I don't think so. Again, it depends upon how is your upbringing. Like over here in South, they have got something called as parboiled rice also. So those people, they can't eat, they not even basmati rice. they need the parboiled rice. So it is on depending upon your upbringing and how you are used. So this comes under a category of anna called as satmya. Satmya means what is used, you are used, your body is used to it. It may or may not be healthy, but since because you're using it since your childhood, it is suiting you. So this goes as an individual thing. It need not be just for pitta body type. So that would be a wrong diagnosis. Number 82, Arunaji says, what diet is recommended for faster healing of injuries, especially bones, joints, and muscles, which was Chaudhary ji's question for injury for the spinal cord. It should be warm and cooked food only. It can't be definitely uncooked food format. There should be um, all the shadrasas. There should be a medicated oil also into it, a medicated oil or medicated ghee. So you need to definitely uh, consult an Ayurveda doctor to find out what ghee or oil medicated. So there are so many medicated oils and ghees that would be a very good internally to take along with warm cooked food. Number 83. Arunaji says, what are the best foods for dry eyes? Common due to device use and air conditioning. More than the food, eye exercises and Triphala ghee would be a better option. And there is something called as in the yoga. So we are taking yoga's help today. Huh? Jyoti Trataka you can do. So in a Jyoti Trataka, what happens is you light a okay, very beautiful part to practice. You need a silver lamp. Uh, put ghee into it, and you put it at your eye height, at one hand distance away. Eye height should be there, and your one hand distance, and you light a ghee lamp in a silver ghee lamp, and you gaze into the core of that lamp without winking your eyes. So initially, when you practice, probably in 2 minutes, maybe your eyes might blink or it may water. But as you go deeper into the practice, you would be able to sit 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes without blinking. So that would be the best way to keep the dry eyes away in and not get the gadget effect on it. And consumption of Triphala Ghritam would be a better choice. I don't know the other conditions in the body. If all other conditions are normal and only this is the problem, then we can have this. There is my my favorite medicine, which normally I would give to the eye conditions, irrespective of it. So whoever, and I have seen results very good, is use of Triphala churn, Triphala ghee, and honey. You remember our Viruddhana, honey and ghee cannot be in equal proportion. So if half teaspoon of Triphala ghee, half teaspoon of Triphala powder, 1 teaspoon of Triphala ghee, and 2 teaspoons of honey. Half, 1, 2. Powder, ghee, and honey. You mix it and have it every night. Amazing for the eyes. So, and continue. So there is no limitation for this. Amazing your because all of us probably are more on the gadgets, especially the office goers. So this Jyoti Trataka and this Triphala ghee combination, these are amazing things that you can. Specific food, I wouldn't be able to pinpoint and say because ghee would be the best source. And then when I give you the medicated ghee, that's I think the best option one can have. What is Triphala ghee? Okay, Triphala ghee is a medicated ghee which you would get in any of the South Indian Ayurveda shops. In Singapore, there are so many Ayurveda shops. You can put it in WhatsApp. I can give you the addresses of those. So you are not making it at home. You can buy it from a reliable source, which I can say which company would be easy. Kotakal company, normally the South Indian company is good enough. Okay. There are hundreds of ghees and hundreds of oils. So for the back injury, the bone injury, and also when I said certain ghees and oil, I meant in that certain brain diseases, we've got some oils, and certain like this, we've got some oils and ghees. Okay, now where are we? Okay, number 84. What is the best diet for osteoporosis to increase bone density? So many things are there one can do. The smallest and easiest way, I would say, the usage of the till would be nice. Again, the milk and the ghee is coming over here in big way. So sesame seeds, milk, ghee, these would be better options to have. Number 85, Darshana ji asks, how does vegetarian maintain B12 and D3 in diet? So many our all cow peas and all would be a better aspect. Our milk we cannot shun off. So there is a little bit limitation coming into this aspect. But again, this is our brain conditioning. Okay. We'll come back into the sadhak mode. We'll come back into our Agni mode. And if we are holding the balance of all the shadrasas and the requirements, these deficiencies will not arise. Number 86, Arunaji, what are the best natural foods for good quality sleep? Couple of things are there, right? Not only on the food aspect, on your overall activity of the day, you have to manage it. If the day is going yelling and screaming at office, children, whatever, not to expect. So a calm mind is that the gunas, sattva, rajas, tama, or doshas, vata, pitta, kapha, are have to have a balanced state. Something rajasic mind is up to something, no amount of food will then suffice. So it has to be a throughout the day practice so that when you hit the bed, you are disconnected from it. The gadget should be away. Till the last moment, holding on the gadget is a problematic. And again, I will vouch over here for milk. Hot milk with nutmeg powder, jaifal ka powder. That's the one of the best thing that one can do for oneself for a better sleep. So while boiling the milk itself, put 1 or 2 pinches of nutmeg powder into it, 2 pinches. Nutmeg powder you get in the market. What I would prefer, you buy a nutmeg and have a small crusher and you just crush little bit, just 2-3 times you crush, you will get so much of nutmeg directly in the milk and boil that. That would be a best option to have. Oiling, I can't digest milk. What I can take for osteoarthritis? You have written arthritis. So osteoarthritis will require a little bit of medications also. Oiling also on the joints is required. Okay, so what we were saying, oiling on the head is one of the very good aspect. I don't know how many of you oil your head. If you've not oiled or you don't remember when you have oiled, then please change that habit. Ayurveda recommends oiling head to toe every day. But if you are not able to do that, head, ear, and soles of the feet needs to be oiled. So applying oil on the sole of the feet and on the crown of the head is one of the way to get a good sleep. Another thing is when you are going to sleep, before that, start winding down from the number of thoughts that you are entertaining, from how many things you are planning and going and jumping from one activity to another, how much you are doing. All that please reduce and reduce the speed of your activities also. So the generation of atmosphere is well before the sleeping time, so that when you are going to sleep, the sleep should come. Otherwise, the rajasic mind, you are moving from it, it's very tough. Small amount of action of like the last thing when you are going to sleep is sit on the bed. Close your eyes, bring the mind on your breath. This I tell so many of my patients, it's worked fantastic. And focus the mind on the breath though. Let the mind and the breath go together. You're not doing anything else. Head is oil, you have had your hot milk with nutmeg powder, and you're sitting with your mind closed, eyes closed, with breath on the mind. Maybe 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Silence the mind. So that is the food. So as we have seen, food is not the mouth, only the mouth. The other things, so all other indriyas also needs to be quietened. Let's go ahead. Mm, What diet is recommended for elderly above 60 to improve muscle mass, bone density, joint health, body balance, eyesight? How it's not going to be. Body is entering into Vata phase now, my dear. So by nature itself, there is a decline in the bala. So overall, so that doesn't mean not to take care, but we'll have to understand that we are then going to swim against the current. Oiling the body is the best way. One must oil the body. If not every day, head, soul, ears, you have to use oil. Small amount of exercise is needed, not heavy. They cannot go out and sweat it out. Whichever joint is feeling weak, if you don't have medicated oil, use sesame oil for the head and coconut oil for the body. That is like one unwritten rule. Eyesight medicine, I just said that combination of the churna ghee and the honey. That's the best they can have. Muscle mass is not going to improve. It can only be with a small amount of exercise. Food won't be sufficient because it's against the prakriti. So little bit of seeds, warm cooked food, unctuous diet. Unctuous means with this ghee, with the ghee, some small diet, a little bit of rice should be there. So on them, don't apply this protein rule. Carb and all should be there. The building mass has to be there. Hmm. Till is the best thing for the bones and oiling. Yeah. There is if no medicated ghee is available, even our usual cow ghee melted half a spoon into the milk is also excellent for the joint health and also for the gut health. Number 88, Shamji says, how can one determine body's current Agni status, especially since hard to digest foods like urad dal require high Agni? See, you said it, no? Urad dal is hard to digest. We just now spoke about that idli dosa. Are you feeling hungry or not? Is little food making you full easily? Do you have a coating on the tongue which doesn't go even with the tongue scraper? All these are signs that the food is not digesting, Agni is low. Do you feel energy or you don't feel energy? Is your stool having shape and form and it's not semi-solid? Does the peel of tomato appear in the stool or greens appear in the stool or any undigested food appear in the stool? What is it? All this determines the status of the Agni. Feeling hungry at a right time, good sign of it. Putting on the tongue, bad sign of it. Seeing feels and all bad, not digested. And stomach should feel good appetite. And when you eat food, you should feel lighter. It should not feel that it is sitting in the corner of the stomach and you feel very heavy too. I hope Shamji had answered your question. Huh. One more thing, very good. This has led me to one suggestion. To have a good Agni and good digestion and not get into a problem, Jyoti ji, you are writing on the screen. To not have a problem is to have Ardra Lavana Sanyoga, which Shastra says. That means Ardraka. Ardraka is our Adrak, the ginger. So you take 1 inch of a fine paper thin fresh ginger and you put Sendha Namak, the Himalayan salt, the rock salt into it. Leave it for some time. Maybe in the morning at 9, 10 o'clock, you can keep it like that. Then let's say if your lunch time is 12, 1 o'clock, about 15 minutes before, you take that slice with that salt with pinch and you chew and have. This ensures excellent digestion, good Agni. Before food, Ardraka Lavana Sanyoga is being prescribed by our Shastra, good Agni. Number 89. Shamji again says, for some who goes to gym regularly, is it okay to use protein supplements to meet protein requirements? No, not necessary. Absolutely not necessary. It will be shocking because you are hearing it from me and no gym master has said this. With our vegetarian requirements, you can build your muscle. With my own experience, I am saying this. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I don't take any protein powder and I've not been great in the gym. It's been recent and with our things, it is working. So I don't eat meat. I don't eat egg. With our green gram and all, it is working. So I would definitely say it is a myth that we need something. Who will need it? We want to become some Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, so that we can pose behind a tree with a big, nice muscle. Or we want to have a real, become a national leader, sports champion, and you need that kind of a international this. But again, those people are also training with the vegetarian sources of protein and all. But what is our goal? So again, it is bombarded on our head that this should be like this. Then only this will work. No, with our thing also, it works. So it is our mindset that we have made. This thing has to be like this. That B12 and B3, that question. So our food, it works. Get in all the seeds. Get in all. Let the diet be complete. It works. It works. That's my conviction. That's my experience. It works. Okay. Now, did we do this? Yeah. Number 89 we finished. Number 90, should supplements be taken if recommended for specific conditions like osteoporosis? Yes, you can take it, but you can also have some Ayurveda medications for that. So there are certain oils, oil drops given, sometimes oil capsules are given. So yes, and there is no harm. As I said, no, we can use best of the modern thing, but for subtle thing, no, families, no problem, no problem. Then 91 VCG says, where did you source milk and vegetables in Singapore? Okay, I sourced my vegetables from Buffalo Road, from Mustafa. I sourced milk sometimes from cold storage, the A2 milk. And if I'm not able to go to cold storage, then I relied on Vishnu milk in Singapore. With only fact in the head that Vishnu milk is the local milk instead of Meiji, which is Japan or some Australian milk or something. Hmm? Are there questions? I'm not seeing the questions at the moment because I have to lower the screen. Okay. Now 92. We store fruits in fridge after buying, as there's no option, which is okay. Any other? No, no, no. You can store it in the fridge. No problem. No problem. It's not cooked. And when you are using it, you leave it out for some time and then you can store it. In the market, it is coming after a big storage chain. They are taken off unripe also in some places, and then they are flown in bottle boxes. So you can store it. While using it, leave it out for some time. 93rd question. How can butter and ghee be made at home? Can it be done with pasteurized milk sold in cartons? I will give a video of butter and ghee. Just recently, when I was making it at home, I make at home always. I done pasteurized milk sold in cartons. As long as you buy milk, which is not so much processed, like, low fat, this and all, just buy full milk as it is, it should come. So you have to heat the milk. As I said, not to you keep the milk in the cartons at home. When you buy from the carton, you boil it. You empty it in the container, boil the milk. And I will put a video on how to make a ghee at home, butter at home. I've done it for somebody, so I'm having it. Okay, we finished this. 94. What is the recommended diet pattern for kids and how does it differ from adults? Kids are having good energy, good agni. Just give them all that we eat, what we have said in the Shadrasa complete. And they might ask for some nonsense food also. They have capacity to digest that also, but don't encourage that. So give them everything, alter all your vegetables. Just don't stick to, they broccoli and I eat broccoli, corn, and carrot. Come on, broccoli, corn, and carrot are not the only vegetables. Introduce them to all the gods. Whatever I have said to all of you, you have all of you, they will also have the same. You can make some interesting combination. So don't make something boring combination where they start to hate the vegetable. So it is the art of cooking. You remember that? Oh yeah, somebody got offended no, when I said that. Arey, we should be able to laugh on ourselves only. Okay. Doesn't mean women are this and it. Only thing is the, the mrudutva of the woman, right? The spine of the house is a woman. The mrudutva, the holding the house together is the woman. There is that matrutva bhava, there is that softness thing. All this we associate with women, and it suits on her. She carries that well, and we should be proud of that. And we associate uh, power, sternness, seriousness with a man. Now, men won't get offended, right? If we say as if we are not loving, as if we don't make the house. No, it is a generalized term. So somebody had, I think, in the question that I just couldn't control laughter. That I had joked, can't be an answer. Jokes can be anyhow. We should laugh. We should be able to laugh at all. It doesn't mean we are bad or something. Okay. Okay. So now we'll give the kids over. And then 95, what is the recommended kids diet plan in a day and how does it differ from? So both the questions were in a similar thing. Kids can eat much more than what we eat, and they should eat also what we eat. It can't be only junk food. Their vegetables should change as we would change. Grains, pulses should change. Fruits should, and ghee and milk, I'm not leaving. Okay, they should have that. It doesn't differ much from the adults. Only thing is their quantity and the amount they could eat would change, and they have a flexibility of eating some wrong food also, and they would digest it off. Unlike adults, they eat something wrong food and then they have to pay for it. It easily shows on adults when they go astray. For kids, they don't go astray. So yes, give them a complete food. Number 796. Arunji says, does Ayurveda differentiate between pure sugar and sugar in foods? Is sugar reviewed negatively, or does Ayurveda emphasize balance? It's not viewed negatively. One whole sugar varga is there in Ayurveda. And see, we are seeing it in a perspective for a diabetic person in particular. Whether it's a pure sugar or sugar in the fruits, sugar is going to go high. Okay. Now, a person who is going to participate in a competition of, say, bodybuilding or something, then the sugar will be a problematic. Okay. As a seeker, from Naivedyam you are doing in front of God, which is having sugar and all, it doesn't matter. In fact, Dugdha Sharkara Yoga, they say, is so nice and so great. Now because now we have this refined sugar block, you use the Khanda Sharkara, which earlier people were using. The stone, like what they call Khanda Sharkara, Khadi Shakkar, but not the refined Khadi Shakkar. The one which is having the shapeless, it would be like the stone. So less refined. You can use that. You can use jaggery. It's not a big no-no. So it is in perspective. In fact, now Madhura things make person happy. Mind becomes happy. You deprive them from sweet, mind becomes, so clumsy. 97. Rohitji says is morning black coffee harmful? Good to have warm water. Can ghee be added to it? It's not going to make good coffee with adding ghee to it. How much coffee is acceptable daily? Coffee is not actually acceptable as it is a stimulant. But if you're addicted to it, don't go more than one small cup. What are the specific harms of green leafy vegetable? There's no harm in such. It just adds on to the roughage. It goes as a gross fat. It doesn't have much subtle part into it. So as a seeker, it's a problem. Are one meal a day fast beneficial? Or one meal a day fast beneficial? Yes, of course. As a seeker, it's fantastic. If you can say Eka Bhukta, you are a yogi. Go ahead. If you can say, not getting angry on others, not losing energy, not losing mental strength. Stop the food and the mind becomes weak. It should not. So if it is showing any adverse effect, not yet fit. But you can target coming as one meal a day. Fantastic. 98, Arunaji says, is gentle walk after meals okay? Of course, yes, it's needed. 100 steps, 120, 150 steps, stroll. Fantastic. 99, what is the latest time to go to bed? Yeah, go to bed. 10 o'clock. That would be the latest. Anytime before 10 is okay. Stretch it to 10:30, but not beyond that. It's not good as a seeker, provided we are getting up early. So what time we have to get up, then minus those, come backward. So 10:30 is a stretched bad time. 10 is ideal time. Before that, any time is good. 100th question. Deepji, is it possible to have? Oh, yeah. So this was answered. And it's not. No. Yes, I do that. Okay, yeah, done. Okay. Yes. So these were few of the questions. I'm sure many would have raised. I'm not sure whether the answers were fulfilling or not. I've tried my best. I had kept some more slides also to show if required to take, if there is time, but we have already gone 1 hour, but I still want to show it so that I give you full perspective. Even if it feels boring, only one slide so that it's not left half for you. When a Shastra describes a rasa, it goes in such great details. So that one slide only I will say that, and now I've taken an example of a Madhura rasa. So the Shastra says the Mahabhut content of it, as we all know now, it's a gross, so it is a Prithvi, Jala, Mahabhut is there. The gunas, means the qualities that it forms a coating inside the mouth when you eat sweet. It gives pleasure to the sense organ. It nourishes and makes body happy. And it's a most favored even by ants and flies. Okay. So it is accustomed since birth means it's called Ajanma Satmya. You don't have to worry. Anybody can eat sweet. Karma, the actions in the body, development of dhatus. Dhatus are our structures, bones, muscles, blood, bone marrow. It increases longevity. It is good for children. It is good for aged people who is disease, who is emaciated. It improves strength. It gives a very good complexion. It gives acuity of sense organs. It's good for skin, hair, and throat also. Prinana means nourishing. Brahmana means giving more strength. Jivana means holding the life. Tarpana means very satisfying. Sthairya Sambhana means giving stability to the joints and increases lactation. Mitigates means it removes vata, pitta, visha, the poison or the toxins, daha, that means burning sensation, murcha, that means dizziness or faintingness, and trishna means thirst. It is snigdha in nature, unctuous, shita in nature, guru, and mrudu. Guru means heavy, mrudu means soft. But if you overindulge into it, it will give you obesity. Agni sada means it will reduce the power of Agni. It will make heaviness in body. Alasaka is a disease where the food stays in as it is. It won't go forward, backward, undigested food. Ati nidra means oversleepiness. Prameha is diabetes we can correlate to, but in Ayurveda it's more like a urinary group of diseases. It may create diseases of the throat. It may create loss of consciousness also. It keeps on giving a sweet taste in the mouth. It can give malignancy of eyes and throat, vomiting, skin disease, headache, there is a typo there, cough, rhinitis, fever, filariasis, ascites, and Stephen. This is just one idea I wanted to give, that how Shastra describes this in Ayurveda. And if you might give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I had taken the page and I had kept so that I don't lose time. When I said, no, this Ajanma, Satmya and all means accustomed since birth and all this, how the Shastra says, I'll just read few verses. Madhuro rasaha, madhur rasa, ajanma satmyat kurute, dhatunam prabalam balam. See, development of the dhatus. Bala vruddha, children aged. Kshatakshina, diseases, emaciated. Varna keshendriya ujasam, varna, it improves the skin complexion. Indriya and ojasa. Prashasto bruhano kanthyaha, स्तन्य संधान कृद्गुरु आयुषो जीवन स्निग्धः पित्ता नील विषापः सि पित्ता अनिल and visha apaha removes kurute tyupayogena ati upayogena what it will do medha shleshma jangadan all kapha disorders or prameha disorders thaulya agni sad sanna yasa meha gandarbudha dikan arbuda cancer and all is said. So like this, I just wanted to give you the glimpse that these are not just vague words. These are all the Granthokta mantras, the Shastra says, and it goes on for so many things, the Turas, Kasharas. It keeps on going with all the other things. So I just wanted to bring this in picture and show how just to give a glimpse so that when we are concluding today, you have a complete aspect of what the Shastra is saying. It's so deep, and we have touched only little bit of it. There is so much more. So when smaller things are said, the mind can start thinking over it. One can have their own imaginations to build up on this and use it in a little while when you are healthy. That you don't use it when you have a health issue, then you take a help, you take a guidance, because a self-diagnosis may not be correct because the jnana is only little, and the experience is not there. It's heard one time. So please use the knowledge very discreetly on a healthy person. If health issues are there, don't hesitate to approach. So with this, I just thank with all my heart to Neeraj ji and Supriya ji for giving this platform. No amount of gratitude would be enough to them and to each one of you. You have generated such lovely questions, and not only that, you could stay back for an extra, almost an hour extra. And we are still going. So there's such a lovely patience. You encourage me to talk in spite of it's so late. So I'm indebted to each one of you, and my loving, humble pranams for participating into this and making this so very beautiful. We'll end this with a closing prayer. Or Neeraj ji, you want to say something, or I can do the closing prayers?
I just wanted to say a few words only. That first of all, I want to, just like you said, I would like to thank everyone for coming up and helping us also to put up all the questions. And then the main thing is that thanks to Varsha ji for such knowledgeable sessions. And I'm sure everybody has noted down or taken out something for themselves. Of course, it has whatever questions were there, it helps everyone. But if you have some particular problems or issues or questions that nobody can answer, even Google, we are sometimes not sure that whether it's fake or whether it's real. Here, at least, we are sure that, what you're telling us is what the reality is. Not, it's not marketing that the Western companies or big companies will do. So, and I will take liberty here of speaking on behalf of everyone, that we understand the subtle nuances of food a little better, and how it impacts not only our body, our daily life and our activities, but also our thought process, our outlook towards life and beyond. So that's the reason why I think it is said that body is a temple. So let us utilize this body as a God provided tool to achieve the higher purpose, and for which we need to treat it with reverence and gratitude. So again, our deepest thanks to you, Dr. Varsha, and thanks to each one of you for making it such a huge success. Your questions are still coming in WhatsApp. Whenever I will request Varsha ji to keep answering them whenever she has time, as you have lovingly and patiently answered each and every one of them. So we will end this session here, and we will keep seeing that we can keep other sessions like this in future. Narayan Narayan.
Narayan ji, thank you so very much, Neeraj ji. We'll just end with the closing prayers. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Hari Om, everyone. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Hari Om, Varsha ji.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Varsha
you,
ji.
Varsha ji.
Narayan
Thank
Narayan.
you.
Narayan, thank you.
Thank you, ji.
Narayan, Varsha ji. Thank you.
Hari Om, Varsha ji. Thank you so much. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure, Rita ji. Thank you, sis.
Very so much, Shati. Thank you, ma.
Thank you, Palama.
Thank you so much, Varsha ji. Thanks a lot.
My pleasure, ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Varsha. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Revati.
Thank you, Varsha ji.
Thank you so much for the informative session. It was great. Learned a lot.
hopefully you'll be able to share the YouTube video again, because sometimes one kind of just zones out, you know.
Yes, I understand, especially when the session is long and capacity to sit continuous could be with attention for 45 minutes and it's gone beyond that. Yes, the YouTube video would be shared. And if some more points, if I have to add on, I will, because many times I was trying to expand, but many times I was restricting. No, if I'll go in that line, it will be too much. So it's
Correct.
something I'll continue for a few days over the WhatsApp, and then we'll close the group in WhatsApp.
So futuristically, if you have any follow-up questions, is it only going to be through consult, or is there going to be an open group to put that
So
out? Or
there's a WhatsApp group anyway, so you can put your questions over there. The
okay,
consultation would be for a health disease, which would be a private consultation. So if anything with the food related thing, you can always put it on WhatsApp.
okay, great. Thank you so much. Have a lovely weekend, and thanks so
Thank
much for your
you.
time. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
End it here. Narayan Narayan to everyone.
Yes.